shifting our mind, a morning of empowerment, a morning of inspiration, a morning of education, a morning of information. And I know that you are going to be blessed. You are going to be charged up. Few things you are about to hear. All right. Let's put our hands together one more time. Put your hands together and let's resume our seats. All right, let's put our hands together one more time. We are about to start our second morning. Yesterday was a whole package. Yesterday was a whole package. The guy who is hugging the lady, please, it's okay, I'll finish. Small credits I give you. You are downloading feelings. Repent. All right, so yesterday was super wow. And I know that this morning something, you are going to be informed, you are going to be inspired, you are going to be transformed, and you are going to be empowered. Who is ready for that this morning? Somebody shout, I will. Say, I can. Say, I must. Do you believe it? How many of you have dreams? You have aspirations. You have ambitions. Give me another word. You have what? Goal. I'm having it all from my left. Aim. What again? Achievement. These people are challenging you. The right people challenge you. All right. And so whatever your goal is, your dreams, your achievements, lift up your right hand and say that I will. Say I can. And say I must. You see, this is the theme for iYES. And the I will means that you will be willing to do something. And it doesn't just stop there. You can do it. Somebody say, I can do it. And when everything is opposing you and it seems as if it cannot happen, then you must tell yourself, I must achieve my dreams. I must be this. And whatever your dreams are, you are going to achieve them in the name of Jesus. Somebody say amen. All right, please, let's be upstanding. We're going to take our prayer, opening prayer, and begin. And we want to welcome one wonderful man. He came all the way from Sunyane. We want to welcome Pastor Iyke. Put your hands together. Let's receive Pastor Iyke.
Please, let's bow our heads while we pray. Father, we thank you for this morning. We commit this meeting to your hands. Let your glory be seen and let lives be transformed. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Pastor Iyke. All right, please, let's be seated. Yesterday, we started with a health segment, and we were taught on some very revealing stuff. And for the past years, we have been with Doctors at, very young, dynamic doctors. In fact, the doctor I'm about to introduce to you, she's married, but you would think that she's a free SHS lady. And the amazing thing, I'll tell you something when she comes on stage. So we want to put our hands together and welcome Dr. Abigail Saki. Put your hands together for her as she's coming. Oh, keep clapping. How many of you want to be doctors? Yes, so keep clapping. All right. So the story I said I would say about Dr. Abigail is that the first time she met the husband was at iYES. Yes. So iYES was a venue for connecting lovers. So if you're also looking for a lover somewhere, it can be your time, oh. It can be your time. So ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Saki.
Good morning. Thank you for having us once again. My name is Dr. Abigail Saki, representing Doctors Act. Yesterday, like I said, it's an international NGO, medical NGO. We visit villages and small communities and try to do our best as medical doctors. Just a recap, so I have 20 minutes. Just a recap of what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we spoke on sexually transmitted infections and diseases. Yesterday, someone asked me a question. So, what's the first step to do when you realize you are having discharge from your penis or from your vagina? I said, report to the hospital. Okay. So those screaming weren't here yesterday. Welcome. 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 All right. I think yesterday I made mention that just like how you can say eyes, ears, tummy, your penis and your vagina as part of your body, and so you should be comfortable saying those words when you come to the hospital. And yet to say, doctor, so be specific when you come to the hospital. All right. So yesterday we concluded with ABCs. Abstain. Abstinence is difficult, but it is very possible. When we talk about abstinence, we are talking about team chastity. It doesn't matter whether you've slept with 100 men or 100 girls. You can always turn around. God always allows a U-turn. I use myself as an example that I practiced team chastity for 31 years before I got married. I didn't lose anything. It's about you and your choices with God and yourself. And then we spoke about B, being faithful. If you are married, just stay faithful with a person. C is using a condom. As a Christian, I try not to really preach when it comes to that condom part. But then I'm also a medical doctor. So then together with that, I'm telling you, if you find yourself in that position, please, 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 do not say the person does not look sick. The person does not have any symptoms. Please use protection. Thank you for thanking me. Anyway, so moving on, today we are talking about obesity, choices when it comes to food. So 2 years ago, I was working in a hospital in Tema. I was pregnant, and we know that pregnant women have cravings. So I spoke to this woman. Please, you can start the slides if you can. Thank you. I was speaking to a woman, and we had done a test, and we realized her cholesterol levels were high. So if your cholesterol level is high, instead of us putting you immediately on medications, we start with dieting, your healthy lifestyle. We try to talk you into how to live a healthy lifestyle. So while talking, I realized that she's someone who constantly eats lots of fried foods and fried stuff, fried meat. And one of the things she really liked purchasing was chofi. So we spoke on it, and then I asked her that at the end of the day, but then minimize it. No one is telling you to stop eating it, but then minimize it. So we spoke at length, and then she left. And I say again, I was pregnant at that time. Because I spoke to her, at the back of my mind, I wanted to eat chofi. So I closed from my shift, and where I saw someone selling a chofi was quite a distance, but then I went there. When I got there, I went to join the queue. And I saw someone coming. She started laughing. Patience. The same patient I canceled. So she came closer, and I said, "Hey, doc." And I'm saying, "Yes." Also, I told you, I say, cholesterol. Do as I say, not as I do. My conclusion is there are things in this life that are sweet, that are nice to eat. But any interest, even the Bible says it. We are allowed. Everything is permissible, right? But then you also have to make right choices. So I've been telling my husband likes pizza a lot. So I tell him we can have pizza once in a month. It becomes a treat because we are deciding to live a healthy lifestyle. So today we are talking about obesity, still waiting for my slides anyway. So when we talk about obesity, we are just talking about extra fat on your body that, quote unquote, your body doesn't need. God is wonderful. He created your body in such a way that when you take in a lot of fat, the liver stores some. And when you need it as energy, the liver will release it. So please, I'm not saying look on your left or your right, and if you see someone who is big there, start body shaming them. No, some of them, it is a disease. There are people who have health conditions that they cannot help it but grow fat. There are people who are on some medications that they cannot help it but to grow fat. That those stuffs are there. However, now I'm talking about those, let me add myself, we those who do not have any health conditions, we those who are not on any medications, yet still are making wrong choices when it comes to food. Eat everything you want. I'm not going to stand here and tell you, don't eat this, don't eat this. But moderation is the word that I want you to go home with. Be moderate about everything you do. When it comes to your choice of drinks, I will hardly go to an event and you see me choosing carbonated drinks. And you're not interested, there's nothing there and I really am hungry and I want to take that drink. But out of my own choice, I will hardly buy carbonated drinks. Now, making carbonated drinks, no, I know you have a couple in mind. I'm not going to mention any. Then you have to say, it will be brand. But you think about it. There are a lot of these very, very sugary. Some of them can just be like 200 mils or 250 mils. But then it has 16 cubes of sugar in there. Now ask yourself, ubenum cocoa with these 16 cubes of sugar bego. You won't do that to yourself. But then ukoto these carbonated drinks, they already come like that. And they are very sugary. And we are still buying them and we are still drinking them. And we think we don't have any choice. But then you really have a choice. If I'm going to buy Hausa cocoa outside, I tell the woman, or this sugar need go, I say, osa, what do you call it? Spoon back. I say, me patraya. What do you say? Gumusa. When we are seeing lots of young people like us here who are dying out of complications of these life choices. 3 years ago, I had a patient. He stayed with me because I really liked him. His name was Al-Hassan, and he came in with acute kidney injury. He died. When I saw him the first few days, I knew he was going to die. And he had gotten to that stage where his skin was producing salt. As in when you touch him like this, there was salt on the skin. And that is all because of life choices. And energy drink. They are advertising their stuff. There's no gun to your head for you to go and buy it. Oh no, energy drink. You see the trotro mates. Energy drink, no the rebrodo. Energy drink, no the biscuits, no the rebo floats. The boys, they will say when you drink it, it makes you last longer in bed. Really? You are putting your life at risk because you want to last long in bed? Energy drink. I'm looking at the students because some say they drink it to stay up late. Would you want to stay up late and learn and spoil your kidneys? Dialysis is something we do in the hospital when your kidney isn't functioning well, and it's very expensive. My patient that I'm talking about, Al-Hassan, we had to do dialysis. He did not even have the money for it. So we wanted to start asking radio stations and go here and there, but we knew he was going to die, and he did die. So whatever you are putting into your body, think about it. Apart from your body being the temple of God, do you want to live longer? I wanted to show you something on my slide, but I don't think it's uploaded. Now, when you come to the hospital and you think you've grown fat, we will check something we call body mass index. So we calculate it using your height and your weight. If the slides were here, I would have showed you. However, if you calculate it and you are up to 18.5, that's okay. So 18.5 to 24.9, that is normal. And then as you go along, you get to overweight, being overweight. Now, anything above 30 is already obesity. You might be surprised, maybe a short. I tell people online that I'm almost 170 cm. No, I'm not. That's why I add I'm almost. I'm very particular about my weight because as you can see me, I'm a petite woman. I'm small. So I'm very particular about my weight. I sent my son to weigh in, I think last week, and I went to check. I was 59. When I was pregnant, after birth, I think I gained up to 62, and now I'm 59. I was really happy because I'm always calculating. And who hear me? Because I see what extra fat does to people. You are sitting here, you are thinking, oh, maybe I'm small, there's no way my cholesterol level is high. There are people like you who are hypertensive. Yes, hypertension, above 50 years, above 60 years. No, you and I can get hypertension, apart from it being hereditary. Hereditary is when it's in your family line. That and also, but then what were life choices? Salty stuff. You are always buying food outside. I'm not saying I don't buy food outside. I do. But then I said the underlying phrase today is moderation. Because the outside people, they are adding a lot of cubes and a lot of all these fake and artificial substances which aren't good for your body. But they don't care. They are selling. But do you care about your body? So instead of eating outside more, try to lessen it. So if you're someone who usually buys outside food like 3 times in a day, how about doing once in a day? It might be difficult, but you can do once in a day. So when obesity, it kind of pulls or they move along, you are obese, when hypertension, when diabetes, they kind of move together. When you think or when you listen to the pathophysiology, and I don't want to bore you for us to go into details about that, but when you think and you know the pathophysiology, they pull each other along. And the complications, it can even affect your fertility. You will grow and then you'll be having difficulties in giving birth because you are obese. It can affect your heart, it can affect your bones, it can affect your eyes, it can affect your brain. Yes, I've seen a 14-year-old with stroke. It's possible. So the life choices, as I'm about to end, I'm saying that what's the way we talk credits, we talk data. And I'm sure your data maybe once in a month, 20 CDs. Now get a susu box. Hey, a dozen one. Kafra. I wouldn't say I'm say 20 CDs. Get a susu box and write on it medical checkup. Me, I'm a medical doctor. Every year, once in a year, I do a medical checkup. Because some of these things, kidney disease, a baby will surprise, but you are not having any symptoms. That's a suit box, write on it, medical checkup. And now with 20 CDs now, with the talk credit every month, be putting 10 CDs extra in that box every month. So if you can do more, do more. By the time it gets to November or December, you would have accumulated a lot. If you have NHIS and you come to the hospital, the NHIS might cover for some of the lab, but then you might pay for some. So that at least you're able to check. Beep in Podia, you can just walk in and a nurse will check it for you, or even a pharmacy. So fasting blood sugar to checking your sugar level, you can walk to a pharmacy as well. So that when you do the medical checkup in the hospital, you can at least do your full blood count, that is to check what's up with your blood. You can check for your cholesterol level. You can do a kidney function test, and you can do a liver function test. And if you know you are sleeping around, then you can add your sexually test to it as well. So what I am trying to say this morning is that let's take care of our health. Ma wenimbra wo health so. Be conscious about it. Whatever you are putting into your body will affect you in the long run. Intima weni emba wo health so. Be conscious about what you are eating. I love chofi. I've already spoken about that. I love pork, but I don't eat it every week. Pork chop. In fact, it gets exciting. Pork chops. It becomes exciting for you. Eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. When you go to YouTube, you find ways. So people also mean pair vegetables. That's fine. But then you find lots of ways to incorporate these into your meals. You might be blending them. You might be making them into smoothies. I realize my husband doesn't like a lot of these veggies. So I got myself Greek yogurt. And then there are days when I make for him Greek yogurt. I add a bit of spinach or kale. Then I add a bit of fruit. Either we are using mango or banana or any fruit at all. Now that's a healthy smoothie that you can take as breakfast, as snack, or even as supper. There are days you're fasting. I mean, let your system rest. No wait fasting back. Medical condition seek permission from your doctor first. But fasting kakra in papa I like food. But fasting. 1 day fasting, 2 days fasting, 3 days fasting. 6 to 12, 6 to 6, then your system is resting. It's a machine. And then when you are back to eating, in cafes, no, ubedi rice, 2 cups, sisi ubedi 1 cup. Now with the vegetables, pray, I first, no, I tell my patient that there are days when I decide to stay off carbohydrates. May lime soup, cucumber, egum, or see, say, I'm very particular about my health. Thankfully, quote unquote, I'm a smallish person, but that does not mean to me any of these things we are talking about. So I'm stepping down. I'm telling you, be careful of what you are putting into your body. Your body is a temple of God. Respect it as such. And we are working for money. So what is the use? And then you use it to treat diseases later. Kidney disease as a young person, you'll be on medication. Sometimes I tell people that come and take a stroll in the hospital. Life, it's very precious. Thank God daily. Because if you go and take a stroll at the dialysis unit, at the renal unit, and Awuku said, there are people just like you. 10 years ago, my mom had a patient, very smart boy, died out of kidney complications. And you might be asking why. And be particular about what you are putting into your system now. If not, it will worry you later in the future. So please, I'm leaving time for questions. If anyone has any questions before I step down, it could be on the STIs that we spoke on yesterday or what we're speaking on today. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. I think the mic will come to you before I step down. So can someone get him a mic? I don't mind taking mine though.
Good day, madam. Please, there's a few days ago, I was having a chat on a certain group, and then they made a comment about a certain artist called Lizzo. I want to show you a picture of her. So, by most standards, most people call her obese or fat. But here's the thing, she can dance and sing for 1 hour straight, and which I can't do. As thin as I am, I cannot do that. So everybody was saying that she's not healthy, and I said that if she can dance and sing for 1 hour, because dancing and singing is not easy. Try it right now, you fail miserably. So if she can dance, if she's as fat as this, and then if she's as fat/obese as this, and she can dance and sing for 1 hour, isn't she actually healthy? And most of the time, when people are working out, they want to work to look like the models and do those stereotypical beauty standards. But shouldn't you work out for health instead of actual beauty? I understand where I'm coming from. So is it okay to be obese? Can you be obese but healthy, fat but healthy, and not thin in the conventional sense, but you are still fine? Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anyone has any question so we can add it up? Please, there's a hand.
Last question. All right.
Please, my question is, my house, we do take heavy food.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, let's assume like morning we must take breakfast. But in my house, we take heavy food during morning. Can it affect my health?
Heavy food like?
Like food like beans.
You take it in the morning.
Yeah, can it affect my health?
Just say, or having a heavy. Not throughout the day. And so on.
All right. Pastor Isaac, there's a hand there. The woman in the...
Okay, so I'm taking the last question. Then doctor will run it up. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm asking on behalf of my boys. When it comes to sexually transmitted disease, keep quiet. When it comes to sexually transmitted disease, I want you to expatiate a little for them in the sense, what are the symptoms they are going to go through before? You see, sometimes you have some itches and things like that, and because they are men, they might not see the effects early like women. So if you can show them things they have to watch out for, so in case it happens to them, they can look for medical aid because they will not talk. And they are sexually active.
I know.
What?
So we showed some slides yesterday. I don't know if they have it and they can project it. The pictures, if they don't, don't worry. Anyway, so with the first gentleman's question, I know Lizzo. So Lizzo is, she's a hip-hop star in America, and she is a big girl. All right, so she had a series of, she was writing a lot of stuff on Twitter about being fat or being obese and healthy. Now, healthy is a quote-unquote. What she was trying to say is that she currently does not have any medical complications. I'm trying to explain. So if you are obese, about in levels, it will get to a time your BP will rise. You will have problems with even standing for a long time. You can have what we call cardiomegaly. Your heart becomes big. There's fat stored around. Your cholesterol level increases, and then there. So what she's trying to say is that even though she's obese, currently she doesn't have any of those complications because she really works out. I have seen her working out on YouTube before, and she does a lot of workout than I do. Or a lot of exercises. And so in her quote-unquote defense, she knows she's obese, but she's trying to prevent those complications. So if you are big and you are, oh, okay, fine, I'm big, and you are not doing anything about it, then all the complications will come. But her being active, her cholesterol level will be low. She'll probably not have any joint problems. She'll probably not have any, she's watching her diet as well. So she'll not have issues with diabetes, and she'll not have any issues with hypertension. So that's what she meant. The second guy said in his house, they eat a lot of heavy foods for breakfast. Me personally, I'm not a tea person. There are days when you go to work and then you have to work for 36 hours as a doctor. I've almost fainted in theater before. I was operating with my boss and I told him, say, your friend doctor was him, say, boss, I was going down because I was hungry. Into me personally, I do not take light foods. When me say me chatty, and I just say me prapra kwemu. I'm also a heavy eater. But then the thing is, I am very active during the day. Into say would you fufu anopa and you go and sleep. That is where the problem is. If you are taking fufu in the morning and you know you are going to be active and doing something actively, it's going to burn out the calories. You eat fufu and come and sit here and start sleeping. You haven't burnt any calorie. So it depends on your activities during the day. So if I take wache, because my name says wache is a very good food. It's a balanced diet. It has carbohydrates, it has protein. If you are adding the gari and the macaroni and the meat in stew now, that's a whole complete diet on its own. Into semi-dear, no, now I know, say, I'll be going up and down in the hospital. That's okay because my calories will burn. And with the teacher that asks about the sexually transmitted infections and diseases, yes, yesterday we covered it. I'll just brush through. The thing is, the youth, they are having sex and it's scary. When it comes to the boys, the symptoms actually appear earlier than in girls. With girls, it's just a vaginal discharge. Now, I say you're white. Now, I call pharmacy or the pessaries. We have this thing we put in the vagina or the ashehosa and still on your discharges, and she thinks it's normal. But for the guys, you start having painful urination, which we call dysuria. And then painful sexual encounters. Sometimes you might see this small ulcer, and I say a crow on your penis. Now the gentian violet, I say normal. And normal. It's an STI. Some came when you make probably when you rush kakra or HPV, human papilloma virus, it will appear as such. Ubenya what is something fleshy. Ubenya say where your penis attaches to your lower abdomen, there's a growth there. Oh, we see a rash. No one could triple action. Now what it might disappear, but then there are symptoms. And then the number of girls that you are moving to, you are spreading it. And this life, it can affect your fertility later on in future. When we are in April is check your testicles month. We tell you to feel your balls. Hold your testicles, feel it and know. Is it painful? Is one bigger than the other? These are all signs that you should report to the hospital. Enough of going to the pharmacy. If you have any of these signs and symptoms, painful urination, pain during sex, there's a rash, there's a growth, you are having milky or whitish discharge from your penis, please see the doctor. Thank you for having me.
Amen. Oh, come on, do it better for Jesus. Do it better for doctor. Or you can add a shout to it. Oh, I thought I would hear a louder shout. Oh, come on, give him a shout of praise. And one thing I know, iYES, we don't shout while we sit down. We shout on our feet. Jump in if you feel like running. You can do it. Somebody, give the Lord a shout. I still can't hear you this morning. I want to hear a shout. I want you to turn to your neighbor, ask your neighbor, are you okay? Is everything okay? Have you eaten? How are you feeling this morning? Are you in shape? Is everything okay? Have you brushed your teeth? Have you taken your bath? You know, ask your neighbor a question. If possible, shake your neighbor. And tell your neighbor, help me shout. Tell your neighbor, help me shout. Somebody give the Lord a shout. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. How many of you know this song? You know, there's a little twist to this song, and I want to do it with you. Are you ready for that? Or if you are ready, it looks like these people, you are not here. It looks like you are not here. It looks like you are not here. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. Can I hear you? Sing it. Sing it louder. You never leave me. Sing it. Shout it. Except you build a house. What happened? Me, I go follow you. Then go. Anywhere you lead me. Can you shout the name Jesus? Now place your hand on your chest and my life is for your glory.
My life is for your glory.
Shout it, your glory.
Your glory.
Let's see one more time. Anywhere you lead me, everybody. Anywhere. With your two hands lifted up everywhere. I can hear you. Shout it, you never leave me. You never leave me, nor forsake me. With your hands lifted, except you build, except you build. What happened? And what are we going to do? Anyway. Oh, are you ready? Anywhere you lead me, I will go. 'Cause you are the way to the light. Jesus. You never leave me, nor forsake. Hey, happy say, except to build a house. Oh yeah. Me, I will follow you to go. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. Shout the name, Jesus. My life is for your glory.
My life is for
Your glory. One more time. Anywhere you lead me, say. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. Let's do it this way. Let's do it, everybody. I want to see everybody. Everybody. Here. I like them here. Lift your hands, say, except to build a house. The building faith. Me, I can follow you to go. Anywhere you lead me. Lift your hand and say, Jesus. My life is for your glory. Your glory. Hey, let me see her. You are taking me higher, Jesus. Lift your hand and say, my life is for you. Hey, one more time. Let me see your hand. For your glory. Hey. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. Anywhere you lead me, I will go. Where are my dancers? Where are my dancers? Everybody say, you never leave me. Hey, let me see your hanky. Let me see your hanky. Except you build a house. Hey. Anywhere you need, wave something, wave something. My life is for your glory. Hey, let's go. Chinaduma, Chinaduma. Let's give me up. To hear you. Listen, listen. Everybody say, Chinedumo.
Taking me higher.
Come this way, come this way. Come to this side, come to this side.
My life is for your glory.
Hey!
Your glory.
I love this part. He said, you made the little things I do. Did I say nothing? You're great. You're great. How many of you like it? If you like it, let me see. I like the way.
I like the way you lead me.
You made the little things I do. Hey!
Make the little things I do be like saying a big thing, Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
The grace, the inspiration, the everlasting.
I like it. Are you ready?
I like the way you
Are you ready? Let's go. Everybody. Everybody. Promotion. Give the Lord a shout. Are you ready? Receive it. Receive it. Promotion. Contract everywhere. Plenty money everywhere. Back to the need me every day. I like it.
I like the way you lead me.
Listen to this one. See the way you love me. See the way you care for. You carry my matter. Everybody, everybody. Like a little baby. You watch over me. You know how to carry me there, bell. Ah. Ah. According to your knowledge and your inform, what you said you have done, I just sit to Allah. Sing it. Put trust in you, not in horses. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, no man. Yeah. What is hard for you? You got. I want you to do like this. Watch me, watch me. Give the Lord a shout. According to your knowledge and your inform, what you said you have done, I just sit to align. Because you are. Those that know you, those that know you.
Trust in you, not in horses and chariots.
By the arm,
But the arm of flesh, no man can prevail.
no man.
No man, no man, no man, no man, no man. My confidence is in you.
We are coming to jump. Are you ready? You do the water.
You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It can never ever exist.
Hey, you do.
Not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It can never ever exist.
Ask Abraham and Sarah and the woman with the issue of blood. Oh. Nothing hard for you. Hey, ask Mama Hannah, die Bartimeo, make you go Israel. I said nothing hard for you. Say no man, no man, no man, no man. I love those people. I love it. I love it. Wave your hand at you. Everybody, you do know.
What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist.
Hey, see what the Lord has done for me. He has taken away my sorrows and I am free. Sing it, sing it. I can't hear you. Sing it. I tried. Let's go. Come and see what the Lord has done. He has taken away my sorrows and I am free. Hallelujah. I like it. Let's go. Sing it. If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance and sing and praise His name. Because of Jesus, every day I should let me see your hockey. Are you sure you are overcomer? One more time. Yes, when you go over Satan. Power. Oh, yeah. Are you ready? About it now. Move me to one. Hosanna. Hallelujah. Make some noise. Let's go. Put your hands together for the Lord. Put your hands together. A big thank you to Minister Paulo. Please, let's put our hands together for Minister Paulo. And let's put our hands together for the iYES band. Please put your hands together. An incredible band by all standards. We appreciate you. God bless you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning to every single one gathered over here. Once again, we are back here to continue what we started yesterday. A warm welcome and good morning to you and all those watching us online as well. We appreciate the fact that you've been a part of it. It's day 2 of iYES 2022. We're super excited about it. If you're excited, please put your hands together. So we do this together. I will, I can, I must. I will, I can, I must. Incredible moment yesterday. Were you impacted on yesterday? Did you have a good time yesterday? The yes, it be this side. Yes, Nenkawana. Well, oh. Almost mother. You guys have to wake up. Please, ladies and gentlemen, today we are here, and tonight we're going to be here as well.
And we've got lots and lots of speakers coming through. Put your hands together for our speakers yesterday. They did an incredible job. Oh my goodness, Doctor was on fire. Dr. Frank is everything you need, man. And of course, the entire, please put your hands together for the entire as well. And put your hands together for Mrs. Cozy as well. And of course, Dr. Otro was also here last night to bless us. Put your hands together for him as well. Tia! And I'd like us to actually specially put our hands together for one man who over the years, it's been 8 years, and this man has never given up. Sometimes it gets to a point where you feel the weight is on your shoulder alone, especially when you find yourself in a place like where we find ourselves here in Ghana, where it's difficult for corporate Ghana to actually support things like this. Please, shall we be on our feet and put our hands together for our very own president, our leader, our prophet, pastor, my big brother, Pastor Brian Amwateng. God bless you. We appreciate you and the works you do for Mother Ghana. And we say, please don't stop yet. Let's get to our 50th edition. Then we'll do our 50th anniversary. And then maybe when you want to retire, that one said we'll go negotiate them. We will stop you. So when you are like 100 years, you are still doing iYES for us. God bless you. Please put your hands together for him. I would like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, Ecobank. Please put your hands together for Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank. They've been incredible. They've been amazing. And we're grateful that they're doing this for us. God bless you, Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're going to be blessed. Oh, you don't like blessings? We're going to be blessed, and you're all sitting there like that. We're going to be blessed. So we have our very first speaker who is going to be speaking to us, and I'm sure we're all waiting for that. But before that, if you have not purchased this book, I don't know what you're doing now. 20 Things to Avoid in Your 20s. A lot of mistakes that we have made. I wish I could turn back the hand of time, but it's late now. When I was in my 20s, when I was reading books like this, I'm sure things would have been different for me, but life goes on. So get yourself one. I have gotten one. I started reading yesterday. Make sure you also get yourself one. It's 20 cities. When you go back there, you can also purchase one and read. Don't buy it and put it somewhere and don't read it, please. If you know you're not going to read it, look for somebody who will encourage you to read it so you can read it. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker for this morning, the very first speaker, is actually currently the managing director of EDC Investments Limited, the asset management and wealth management business of the Ecobank Group. He currently supervises the management of over $885 million US. That's over 5.3 billion Ghana cedis. He has also worked extensively for the UNDP and the government of Ghana on the Promoting Private Sector Development Program as well. Beyond work, he has authored 4 books on wealth management and financial literacy, and he's also a sought-after speaker on these subjects on both radio and television. And of course, several other foreign platforms in several countries. He holds an MBA in finance from the University of Ghana Business School. He has received a training on strategic leadership at the Harvard Extension School, Harvard, US of A. He has also received training on nimble leadership at the MIT Sloan Executive Education, and that's in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, also in the United States of America. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Paul is an elder of the Church of Pentecost. He's currently the area deacon for the Kaswa area of the board and of Church of Pentecost, and he's also the board member of the Church of Pentecost and Chairman's Education Foundation as well. Paul is married to Linda, and God has blessed them with 4 sons. Please, with a sounding hand of applause on our feet, let's welcome our next speaker, the very first one for this morning, Mr. Paul Kofi Mante. And we are both Kofi, so yeah. You know Kofi people, when they stand up, they do a lot of things. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Let's do it.
Thank you. Can we be seated, please? Can we be seated? We want to thank God for the opportunity to be here this morning. If I can get my slides rolling, I'll be grateful. And I think you will join me to say a big thank you and God bless you to Prophet for the massive work you're doing. The truth is that you can't put monetary value on this. There is no way you can put monetary value on this, on the impact. It's massive. God bless you. God bless you. So we're looking at our theme being the mind shift. And this morning I am dealing with the subject matter, financial independence. Financial independence. Choice or chance, or if you want, chance or choice. Financial independence. But let me ask a few questions before we proceed. Did you know that if you could invest 150 cedis every month, and I am using 18% compounded quarterly, watch me carefully, within 27 years, you'll make 1.1 million cedis. And did you know if you can do 300 a month, the same rate, within 23 years you cross 1 million, 600 a month, within 19 years you cross 1 million, 1,005 a month, within 14 years you cross 1 million, and we can go on and on and on. But let me ask another question. Did you know that you can have very good academic results and have a good job but become financially poor? Come on, give me feedback. Yes or no? Or it may be so. And did you know that most employees will not survive for 3 months without a paycheck? Doesn't have a single one from Africa. In fact, the richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote's position is 131. Worth about 14 billion thereabout. But the last time I was also checking, I didn't add that. I checked Africa with our population of about 16%. When you look at private wealth in the world, Africa contributes 1%. But good news is that we will change the narrative. You didn't get me. Good news is that we will change it. And we are changing it already. And it will take you seated here to change that. And the next 15 years, the next 20 years, when they look for a billionaire in Africa, it must be you. Yeah, the Lord do it for you. You see, a rich man once said, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it will soon be back in the same pocket it was before. Can I take it again? A rich man once said, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it will soon be back in the same pocket it was before. And Kiyosaki says, money is one form of power, but what is even more powerful is financial education. Money comes and money goes. But if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it and you can begin building wealth. To make money, there are two important things I believe you need. You need a God factor. Very important. And you cannot miss the Friday all night. Because there are some doors that only the God factor will open. In fact, being here is part of the God factor. You could have been elsewhere. People will call it luck, chance, and all that. But I call it the God factor. You know, God can bring one person your way. God can give you one idea. And you will live like a king or a queen for the rest of your life. So there is a God factor. But beyond the God factor is appropriate information, the knowledge you need, the capacity you need. I am going to be focusing more on the appropriate information. My foundational scripture is Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. Ephesians 3:20. Now the Bible says, now to him who is able to do immeasurably, more than all we ask or think, according to his power that is at work in us. And my focus is on the imagination. And I am happy to be here because I grew up in Medina. I attended a school right here across. And I live at social welfare. I walk for almost an hour to come to school here. And I remember when we were selecting secondary schools, I selected St. Augustine's College. And one of my teachers, to be specific, Mr. Indum, asked me to change it because I would not gain admission. He didn't think I was smart enough to go to St. Augustine's College. I'm still looking for him. But you see, I understood this scripture I've just shared with you when I attended a conference like you have attended. And please, those of us in church, I went to the university. One of the worst things that happened to me was when I heard church leaders saying that your future is in the hands of God. Your future does not depend on your grace. And I'd made some C's. I didn't bother because my future was in the hands of God. Until I attended a conference like you have attended. And I met one man called Mas Moreau, if you know him. And I went back to school. I was in the final year in the university. My worst grade was 72%. And I'm talking about imagination. I did my MBA 2005 to 2007, University of Ghana Business School. I was the overall best student. We wrote 18 papers. I made 18 A's. Every paper I wrote, I made an A. It's in the mind. If you are here and you believe that you can make it, yes, you will make it. The law of first creation states that everything is created twice. First mentally and second physically. Without the first creation, you cannot have the second creation. Your financial future is going to be created twice. First mentally and second physically. If your mind eye can see it, yes, you can have it. Where are the millionaires in this auditorium? You need to see it. I encourage young people, be bold. After this conference, walk into the showroom where they sell the Mercedes or Land Cruiser. Walk in there. And go and do a review and tell them, I shall return. And it's a matter of time, you shall return. You see, traditionally, this has been the thinking. Go to school, get a good education, find a good job, secure benefits. You work till you are 60, you get a good pension. Good advice, but it belongs to the old school. It doesn't work in the year 2022. In the year 2022, what is the new way of thinking? Go to school definitely if you have the opportunity. But beyond schooling, you got to learn money. You got to learn money. Money is everybody's business. Everybody must major money. Whether you're a science student or an art student, everybody must major money because money is major. You got to understand money. You got to learn to save. Saving simply means deferred consumption. Money not spent. And then you want to become financially independent by investing. What does financial independence mean? Financial independence simply means getting to that stage in life where you can sustain your desired lifestyle without salary. When you get to that stage, let me break it down. So, for example, if you needed $4,000 a month for your desired lifestyle, what it means is you need $48,000 a year. That is 4,000 multiplied by 12 months. Now, if you have investment of just 400,000 cedis and you can get an average interest of 18%, your investment is going to generate about 72,000 cedis a year. Yes, about 72,000 a year. If you divided that by 12, that will be about 6,000 cedis every month. So here you are. You need 4,000 every month for your desired lifestyle, and you have investment that is generating 6,000 every month. At that point, we say you are financially independent. Because without work, you can live the life you want to live. And don't get me wrong, we are not teaching financial independence. So we'll find some batch of lazy young people who are not doing anything. We are saying you need to be financially independent so that you can choose what to do with your life. You work because you want to work. You don't work because you need to work. You can dedicate your life to support programs like this. You volunteer. You say, every year I'm a volunteer. Because money is not a problem. Bread and butter is not a problem. Are you with me? You see, the financial independence journey begins with two beliefs. One, my financial future is going to be better than the present. And number two, I have the power to make financial independence a reality, to make it possible. So one, you need to believe that your future will be better than now. And two, God has given you the power to make it happen. To make it happen. I'll walk you through about 4 or 5 keys very quickly that will help you become financially independent. But to make our session a bit more engaging and interactive, we'll rehearse the keys together. Key number 1 I want to share with you is take a decision to become financially independent. Can we take it together? Come on, I can feel your energy. Can we take it together? If you can, tell the person seated by you. Tell the person to take that decision. Or yes, auntie, I was no. Let him hear it. Let her hear it. Because you know what? Poverty and riches are both based on decisions. If you don't decide to be rich, you will be poor. It's in the mind. And the truth is that the lack of money is a major source of stress in our lives and relationships. We thank God for prayer and fasting, but you can pray and fast and still die of hunger. Who said money is not important? Who said that? This life is not all about money, but money must be understood. And the younger you are, when you understand it, the better. Almost everything physical can be answered with money. Let me repeat that. Almost everything physical can be answered with money. Money will give you the ability to do more things. And more things means more things. And it includes more things. If money does more things, imagine more things. I mean, and more things simply means more things. Money will give you access to better healthcare facilities. You know that? And money would even give you better educational opportunities. Man of God, there is a story I will never forget. The year 2000, and I spoke to some young people in a camp. I spoke on the subject matter, see you at the top. And I fired them. Swedru. One of the things I shared was my MBA results. I projected the results and I walked them through. I mentioned the subject, they respond with A. We finish, a young lady walks to me confidently, beautiful teenager. He comes to me, says, "Sir, I want to be your friend." I said, "No problem, I'll also be your friend." He says, "Sir, I am so inspired. I am here to make a pledge to you. I'm in secondary school. I'll make 8 A1s. She took my number. Results came. She made 8 A1s. Don't clap yet. What do you want to be? I want to be a medical doctor. Buys a form to the university. Admission comes. Her name is not on the admission list. This must be a mistake. We go and check. We are told if she's willing to be a fee-paying student, she'll be admitted. The mother calls me and says, "Paul, I am a single mother. I have 4 children. There is no way I can raise the 3,500 cedis." That young lady was home when the school reopened. So anybody I knew, I shared her results. "Can you help this daughter for me?" I got somebody who intervened. We got a protocol intervention. She got a late admission as a regular student. As I'm talking to you today, she's a medical doctor. And the question I ask myself is, how many more potential doctors like this young lady are slipping through the system? Well, and excuse my language, but anytime I think about this young lady, one statement comes to mind. Poverty can make nonsense of intelligence. And if you don't get anything out of the 30 minutes or so I am sharing with you, you need to be upset with poverty. You may be living in a house with a single room. It's okay, but you got to convince yourself that you will do well. You will do well. It's in the mind. You will do well. I've even been told that money can even make marriage better. True or false? Even the young people know that is true. I did a session with the company. I said money can make marriage better. A lady lifted her hand. I thought she was going to ask a question. She said, "Mr. Manti, even romance without money is equal to annoyance." The Bible says in Proverbs 22:2, rich and poor have this in common. The Lord is the maker of them all. Whether you are rich or poor, the Lord made both of them. They decided when they came here whether they will be rich or they will be poor. And you need to make a decision today, because it will not happen by chance. It happens by choice. You need to make a decision. Look, Proverbs 22:7a. The Bible says the rich rule over the poor. Proverbs 10:15. The Bible says that the rich man's wealth is his strong city. The distraction of the poor is their poverty. What destroys the poor is their poverty. Let me add one or two more scriptures and I proceed. Proverbs 19:7. The poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. It's also in the Bible. You got to take a decision. Are you with me? Hello, are you with me? Are you with me? Lift up your hand and say, I've taken a decision. I am going to be rich. It's in the mind. 3 things will hinder you from taking off. 1, procrastination. Procrastination. I am too young. The salary is not enough. Procrastination. 2, excuses. You can always find an excuse why you cannot do it. And 3 is blame. We need to deal with these 3 things. Procrastination, excuses, and then blame. Key number 2 I want to share with you this morning is choose your financial system now. Can we take it together? So as you go through the journey of life, every stage in the journey of life, the financial system you are operating will influence how you live your life. Whether you are single, you are married, you are retiring. And there are basically 2 financial systems in the world. You have the hunter, and this is what I have coined myself. You may not find it in any textbook. You have the hunter and you have the breeder system. The hunter system is the people who live from one paycheck to another. They live their lives like the hunters. So they go into the world, they get an animal, the children are happy, they have it for 3 days, for 4 days, they're exhausted, and the man needs to go back, and that is how they live their lives. And that is how 90% of workers live their lives. They take the salary, they consume it, they wait for the next salary, they are hunters. It's the hunter system. But there is another system called the breeder system, and I encourage every young person to target at the breeder system. What the breeder system does is that, you see, the breeder is the person who carefully selects animals and he breeds them. So you can start as a hunter, but you need to make up your mind that some of the animals, you don't kill them, you capture them live. So you are able to breed. And it gets to a point when your children are hungry, at your backyard, you can feed them from your backyard. Are you with me? So if you have a business running, that generates money. If you have investment, that is generating money. You are operating the breeder system and not the hunter system. And I encourage you, you got to live your life as a breeder rather than a hunter. Proverbs 27:23-26. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your heads. For riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations. A crown is not secure for all generations. I am the MD for EDC today. It's not secure for my children. It's not for all generations. But if you operate the breeder system, 26 says, the lamp would provide you with clothing and the goats with the price of the field. You would have plenty of goat milk to feed your family and to nourish your female servants. Say with me, I am a breeder. I am going to be a breeder. I shall not be a hunter. Key number 3. I'm sharing with you 5. Key number 3. Pay yourself and invest all windfalls. Can we take it together? Can we take it together? This is directly connected to number 2. A lot of workers, this is what they do. They work hard, they make money, they distribute the money. They work hard, they make the money, and they distribute. Landlord, Ghana Water, they buy the gas, they buy this, they pay the school fees, they exhaust everything, everything is gone, they wait for the next pay, and that is how a lot of people live their lives. These are the hunters. And if you tell them to invest, they will tell you that the salary is not enough. You see, there is a law called the Parkinson Law. The Parkinson Law explains why most people retire poor, even after earning substantial income through their working years. The Parkinson Law states that no matter how much people earn, they will always adjust their lifestyle to match their salary. So as salary is increasing, people are adjusting their lifestyle. And I've tested it a number of times. 2 years ago or so, I was in Takwa, big church. I did a presentation. I asked one question. How many of you are not investing because your salaries are not enough? Let me see by hand. All the hands went up. Then I did a follow-up question. How many of you believe that if your salary is doubled from today, now it's going to be enough and you can save and invest? Let me see by hand. A number of hands went up. You know what I did? I called 10 people at random. I was a guest speaker. I didn't know them. I called 10 people. I gave each of them a piece of paper and asked them to write their current salary for me. Among the 10, the lowest income earner was on a salary of 350 cedis a month. 350. For some reason, this person believes that a double of that, 700, would be enough. Now they can save and invest. But among the 10 of them, there was one on the salary of 5,000 cedis. One on 11,000. The highest income earner was on 20,000 cedi salary. Now watch it. The guy who earns 20,000 thinks that it's not enough. The guy who earns 350 Ghana cedis thinks it's not enough. What is the difference? The difference is in lifestyle. As salary is increasing, the average person will adjust their lifestyle. So even as you are a student, if you decide that you will invest, you can invest. You can invest. I have been teaching this over the last 10 years. I've seen one of the guys, my protege, taught in the business school. She was in the first year. Before he completed the university, he had bought about 4 plots of land. It's in the mind. So I recommend the 10-20-70 principle. You pay your tithe of 10%, but minimum of 20% of every income you make must go into investment. I got a 20% from Joseph. That was the advice he gave to Pharaoh. 1/5 of the harvest. Anybody who can put 20% of whatever income that comes your way away, I give you another 10 years. You will be fine. The minimum 20%. And the 70% can be for all other things. And I also said invest all windfalls. A windfall is any money you haven't budgeted to receive. Because you would have lived your life without that money. So why do you spend money you didn't budget to receive? Invest all windfalls. The accounts have a proverb. They say, only the wise bite bones out of eggs. Money is like an egg. You can consume it today. You can defer consumption. You can hatch it into a chicken. That chicken will grow up one day. You will prepare your soup or your stew. When you pick the thigh and you bite the bone in the thigh, what you have done is you have beaten a bone out of your egg. Within every income, there is food. Within every chop money, there is food and there is seed. Just like in most fruits, you will find seed and you will find food. When we consume fruits, we don't consume the seed. We consume the food in the fruits. The seed is for planting. It's for the next generation. After today, whenever you have money, please take note. Whether it's salary or chop money, within that money, there is food and there is seed. You consume the food, you don't consume the seed. The seed is for planting. The seed is for your financial future. And the only way to find the money is to watch spending habit. Watch your spending habit. Don't be in competition with anybody. Hello, are you with me? Your salary must dictate what you eat, not your appetite. Can I take it again? Your salary, your income must dictate what you eat, not your appetite. The biggest challenge I see for a number of young people is this unhealthy competition. Don't be in competition with anybody. It's your life. It's your future. Buy what you can afford. It's as simple as that. If you are smart, you will think about the next 10 years anytime you are spending. Be intentional. Don't live the impression mentality. These are simple things we can take care of. Don't be in competition with anybody. It's as simple as that. You are walking in town, you are not disciplined. There is a shop on your left. When you get there, you say, eyes right. And you pass, you go. It's a matter of time. You go back into that shop. By that time, you go with your driver. And you can pick what you want. Are you with me? Hello, are you with me? Don't buy luxuries first. Build assets. Income generation assets first, and allow the cash flows to buy you the luxuries. Key number 4. Create your own money machine. Can we take it together? Say with me, money machine, money machine, money machine, money machine. Imagine creating an ATM and you can take money out as and when you want to. I want you to imagine it. Money machine. There is a point when you work for money, but there is a point money must work for you. You see, there is an old story. Let me try to paraphrase this in like 30 seconds. I want you to imagine a village with poor farmers. Poor farmers. A visitor comes to town, calls a poor farmer. Let's call this poor farmer Kwesi Appiah. And then he gives Kwesi Appiah a gift, a goose, a bird, a hen. And says, take care of this goose. It will take care of you. So Kwesi Appiah takes this goose. And watch what happens. The next morning, the goose had laid an egg. But the egg looked like pure gold. He lifted it, it's so heavy. And then he remembers what the visitor said, that this goose will take care of you. So he goes to check with the gold dealers, and it's indeed pure gold. What do you want to do with the gold? He says, sell it for me. So they sold the gold. The next day, another golden egg. The next 3 months, every day, golden egg. So now Kwesi Appiah is a wealthy man. The next 6 months, until one day, Kwesi Appiah calls his children. And then he says, you know what? I have a problem with this goose. It's laying only 1 egg per day. Bring a knife. Let's kill it. Let's take out all the eggs. So they bring a sharp knife. Sharp one. They cut off the hand of this goose. They open it up. Guess what they found? Guess what they found? Intestines, nothing. From that day, the goose that lays the golden egg is dead. Until Kwesi Appiah is walking in town. In fact, once the goose is dead, there is no golden egg. Within 3 months, he has sold his cars. 6 months, he was a poor man again. Until he's walking in town one day, and then he meets Pastor Esiedu. And Pastor Esiedu says, I've been looking for you, Kwesi Appiah. What is it? Why are you looking for me? Pastor Esiedu says that I bought one of those golden eggs from you. I want you to imagine it. But I had a hen that had laid eggs. I added that single golden egg to the eggs just to see what would happen. For some reason, it hatched into a beautiful chicken with golden wings. Within 3 months, it also started laying golden eggs, just like yours. But unlike you, I never saw the golden eggs. I kept hatching the golden eggs. Then Pastor Esiedu says, today, I have 1,500 birds laying 1,500 golden eggs a day. Why do I share this story? A lot of young people focus on money, which is good, but money is the golden egg. After today, you need to retune. There must be a mental shift. There must be a mind shift. And the shift must be towards, how do I create the money machine? How do I get the hen, the goose, that will lay the golden egg rather than the golden egg? Because once I have the money machine, the cash flow is going to be guaranteed. And if you have the cars, you have the luxuries without the money machine, it's a burden. It's not a blessing. Hello, are you with me? So after today, it's the money machine. Ask yourself, and 2 types of money machines quickly. 1, paper assets. Paper asset, treasury bills, treasury bonds, fixed deposit, mutual funds, unit trust, stock market. These are paper assets. You put the money there, it will only give you a paper to take home. And somebody asks you, where is your money? You say, this is the evidence. It's a paper. So we call it paper asset. But I love paper assets. They are quiet. If you don't tell anybody you have paper asset, they don't know. I remember one of my clients who retired asked me to come home. I went home and he had one simple question. My money with you, how much interest do I make every month? I check, he's making 60,000 a month. I said 60,000. He said, no problem. Then from this very month, pay 30,000 into my account every month. I asked him 30,000 for what? He said for chopping. He said my retirement plan is I'll chop 1,000 a day. So 30,000 for 30 days. And he took it every year. At the moment, he's taking about 40 or 45,000 every month. Because he understands the concept of your money working for you. I remember one elderly man. I spent a weekend with my wife. One weekend we sat by his resort. That man at that point was making about 400,000 cedis every month as interest. Every month as interest. Paper said the money works and it generates back money. But of course, it's important to state that the salary is the medicine for managing poverty. It does not cure poverty. Only a business or an investment will cure poverty. Not all of us can run a business, but everybody can invest. You got to start investing now. Because if you don't find a way to make your money work for you while you are asleep, you will keep working when you have to sleep. The hard truth is this: if your salary is going to be your only source of income, you are only a step away from poverty. The earlier you started investing, the better. And you can also start a business. When you read Isaiah 60:11, the Bible says your gate, it's plural, your gates will always stand open. They will never be shut day or night, so that people may bring you the wealth of the nations. Your gates, it's plural. You got to create money machines, several gates, through which people will bring you the wealth of the nations. And take note that money is irrational. Money does not think. Money cannot understand I am a good person, I'm a bad person. Money itself is neutral. Whoever picks money, money will not reject. And because we are looking at a mental shift, a mind shift, my dear, what is your name? Sorry? Sedinam. We will do a demonstration, okay? Don't take it personal. And I want to demonstrate what happens in church every day. Sadinam, I want to give you 20 Ghana cedis. Shout and stand up. Shout and say, I receive it. Sadinam, I want to give you 20 Ghana. Sadinam, the Lord had laid on my heart. I want to give you 20 Ghana. Sadinam, I said I want to give you 20 Ghana. Sadinam, come up here. And it was just for a demonstration. Watch it. This is what happens in church every day. The man of God would declare a blessing over us, and we shout, I receive it. But we sit where we are, and we keep shouting, I receive it. And we have been receiving it the last 5 years. Nothing has happened. We pay our tithe, we keep receiving it. We don't see any change in our lives because we have become like a Sedinam who keeps sitting down and saying, I receive it. Oh, you want to give it to me? I bring it. You want to pay your tithe, you bring it. I'll take it. But this is what the young people, we need to, look, let me tell you, if you're going to make money as a young person, the mind shift, the key takeaway from today is you got to be aggressive about money. Not aggression that takes you to police station, but you got to be aggressive. There must be a change in mind. Are you with me? If I drop this, I didn't call you. Pastor, you are not part of this. If I haven't said anything, please go and sit down. You are being aggressive. And that is the mental shift I want to see. If I left this 10 Ghana cedis here, and I said I don't like it, it can be here till tomorrow. If nobody comes to pick it, this 10 Ghana cedis is going to be here forever. You know, and I said I don't like it, but it's there. Until somebody is bold and walks out of the congregation to pick it, the money will still be there. And I didn't have to repeat it before somebody picks it. That is the mental shift we want to see. There must be a mental shift. If you want to become financially independent, your nose and your eyes must smell money. After today, when you walk out, you need to be watching out. Where is the money? 50 Ghana. What if I said it's 50 Ghana too? I don't like it. This is what happens daily in our lives. I'm telling you. Who got it? All right. Come. Come up. How old are you? Stand here. He's 20 years. He's not the oldest person here. Money does not understand age. There are people in this auditorium who are older than this young man. But money does not understand that you are young, you are old. At the end of the day, money goes to the person who takes the step. The Lord bless you. The last one, 200. Nobody should climb the stage. I am telling you that it's by choice. Okay, we'll count 1 to 5. And after 5, I'll drop it. Nobody should climb up. Okay, I've changed my mind. Go down. Nobody should climb up. Nobody should climb up. We are counting 1 to 5. Congregation, we are counting 1 to 5 together. Can we go 1? Can we go 2? Go down, go down, go down. Can we go? Are we ready? Can we go? And can we go? Watch it. If you are going to be financially independent, for the rest of your life, everybody here, your attitude towards money must be this attitude. Go and sit down. Hello? Hello? Are you with me? So get out there, look for the money. The point is, you may get it, you may not get it. But if you don't take the step, you don't stand a chance. If you clap properly. That is a mental shift. So as you go to school, and I started a business when I was in St. Augustine's College. Absu. I realized one thing. Most of the schools were vacating around the same period. So whenever we vacated, transportation was a problem. So I went to the bus station, arranged with the driver that you will come and pick us from campus. How much will you charge? He said, I'll charge you the regular fee. I won't add anything. He said, but we have chop box and all that. He agreed. But I told him we are students, so we are small. So we'll sit, instead of the 5-5, we'll do 6-6. And some 7-7. He says, no problem, you are a student. I went to the school, I made an announcement. People wrote their names, I collected money. I added a bit to the transportation because normally you have to pick a taxi to town. So I added a taxi fare. People booked. I had a full bus. I paid the driver. The driver came to pick us. I made good money. Me, myself, I didn't pay anything coming back home. The next time I went to school, but what I did was I attended a boys' school. And you know we have problems. We don't see girls often. So I went to Infantiman Girls, called a friend and said, look, let's do a joint bus. So we'll pick the girls on our way to Accra. She said it's a good idea. So I go to the dining halls and then I announce that this time my bus, it's not only boys. We are adding girls to our journey to Accra. Come and see the queue. It's like from here to the gate. I had about 4 buses that time. And made good money. But I was in secondary school, St. Augustine's College. Your mind, I must see money. Final key. Final key is launch Operation 1 million. Can we take it together? Your response is weak. Launch Operation 1 million. Can we take it together? All I am saying is that everybody in this room must make at least $1 million Ghana. That's Operation 1 million. Let's do an exercise. When I shout operation, you respond for me 1 million. Are you ready? And everybody is taking their first step towards your first $1 million Ghana cedis. Can we go? Operation! Your 1 million is weak. I need power from you. Operation! 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 The thing must enter your bones. Watch the next table. Look at this table. Anybody in this room, let's see the Operation 1 million table. Who can do 150 every month? Let's see that table. Look at that. 150 every month, which is 5 cedi a day. Within 27 years, you cross $1 million. 300 cedis every month, which is 10 cedi a day. Within 23 years, you cross $1 million. 20 cedi a day, 600 every month, 19 years, 1,000 a month, 16 years, 3,000 a month, 11 years, 6,000 a month, 8 years, but everybody can make at least $1 million. I launched this operation the year 2016. Some who came on board have crossed their first $1 million. And anytime you cross your $1 million, once you hit your $1 million, when you use my 18% average, that is 15,000 cedis interest every month. Operation. Is it possible or is it not possible? Young people, is it possible or is it not possible? I was in a church. I asked, how many can do 150 every month? The whole church. As the figure kept increasing, the number of hands kept reducing. By the time we got to 3,000, it was only one woman. 6,000, the same woman. So I walked close to her. I said, Madam, you're a powerful woman. Say, who? Elder, me. I just lifted my hand by faith. And the way it works, it's a very simple model. You invest, you don't take the interest, and you allow the interest to make interest. And as the interest is making interest, your original money is making interest, and all the new interest will make interest. And the interest on the interest makes interest, whilst the old interest is making interest, and the principal is making interest, and the interest on the interest is making interest, and all the interest makes interest, and very soon operation. John D. Rockefeller started working as a clerk, earning $3.75 per week. From this amount, he gave half to his church and saved 50 cents. It wasn't much, but it was the beginning. By the time he was 50, he was perhaps the richest man in the world. You build it up little by little. The good book says, Proverbs 13:11. Proverbs 13:11. The Bible says, dishonest money dwindles away, but he who gathers money little by little makes it grow. You're welcome. Dishonest money dwindles away, but he who gathers money little by little makes it grow. Little by little, you make it grow. And the concept of compound interest, the next slide, let them see. There is something called simple interest. Simple interest means you make interest only on your principal. Compound interest is you allow the interest to also make interest. So you look at two tables, you see how money grows with a compound interest. And 3 levels on which you can operate. Look at 100 cedis every month. Look at that. If you are investing 100 cedis every month as a young person, you are 20 years, my friend who got the money. 20 years, you do 100 cedis every month. In 30 years, by the time you are 50, you have 1.3 million cedis. But the total amount you have invested is 36,000. But the interest on the 36,000 is 1.3 million. If you can do 200 cedis every month, within 20 years, 437,000. Within 30 years, 2.6 million cedis. If you can do 500 cedis every month, within 30 years, you're looking at 6.5 million Ghana cedis. Operation. Come on. Operation. Operation. Is it possible or it's not possible? It will happen. It must happen. It shall happen. It's in the mind. It will not happen overnight. Minimum 5 years. Maximum 20, 25 years. Everybody can make it happen. Move. My time is up. Move. Yeah. Go. No. Yes. Move on. Go back to that slide before this one. And the slide before this one. Look at 200 cedis. But whatever level you operate, what you need to do is the concept of escalation. You try that every year you increase what you are investing a bit. So this is 200 cedis growing by 10% every year. Watch it. Within 30 years, you're looking at 4.9 million. 4.9 million. Where do you invest? I would recommend the Ecobank EDC Fixed Income Fund. EDC. Yeah. The fund has always generated returns higher than treasury bills. Go to the slide before this one. Before this one. Good. So look at the returns. The fund has generated an average annual return of 20.7% since inception. And you can add money anytime. The reason why I recommend this fund are 4 reasons. 1, the returns you get above treasury bill. Number two is liquidity. You can add money anytime and take out money anytime. Flexible. Number 3, security. Number 4, convenience. In fact, if you go to www.ecobank.com/swam, you can sign up right now on your phone. If you are watching us on Facebook, www.ecobank.com/swam. You go there, you can complete a form and sign up. Anything is achievable, move on, and financial independence is possible. 4 pictures taken at the same place: 1990, 2003, 2007, and 2017. That is the city of Dubai. Move on. Yeah, and anything is mental shift. Once you make up your mind, it's going to be possible. And of course, those who want to take this knowledge to another level, when we are done, you can pick application forms or you can get copies of my books and read them outside. David Chilton, the Wealthy Bible says, the best time to plant an oak tree, if you want to see a benefit of a tree, you should have planted it 20 years ago. If you made a mistake 20 years ago, the next best time is, come on, the next best time is, I am done. You can come. I'm done.
Thank you so much. We are super grateful, Mr. Paul Kofi Mante.
And he says he's done, but his name is Mr. Paul Kofi Mante. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much, sir.
Show him more love. Show him more love. I picked a few points, and I must say that definitely my mind has been shifted this morning. And some of the points I picked are choice and not chance. Money must be understood. I don't know how many of you understand money, but you need to understand money to be able to control money. Now, it's also mind before physical. So think it so you can make sure that you make that money. And do not procrastinate. If you procrastinate, if you make excuses and you blame, then forget about being rich.
What I pick is Operation 1
million.
Sikana. Any, will get them. But we still have more coming up here today. Put your hands together, please. Let's welcome Jim Iyke, African celebrated. He's half Nigerian and half Ghanaian now. Thank you so much, bro. Good to see you again.
All right, so we'd like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors. Of course, we couldn't have done this without them. To NLA, we say a very big thank you. Please give them a round of applause. To NYA, thank you. To Ecobank, we say a very big thank you. Please clap for them because they are our headline sponsors for today. To Fiesta Royal, we thank you. Casa Preco, thank you. Multimedia, please give them a round of applause as well.
Put your hands together for Joy Prime, where the two of us are coming from.
Yes.
Yes.
To EIB Network, thank you. And to Cora Spa, we say thank you. And also to Preach Media, a very big thank you to all our sponsors. We are truly, truly grateful.
We're still going to be having speakers, and we have Prophet Institute Anaba will be coming. Please put your hands together. We also have Her Excellency and Sophie. Put your hands together. She's also going to be blessing us. Dr. Daniel Macaulay will be coming through as well. Put your hands together for that. We also got Dr. Stanley Ozuchukwu. He's also going to be coming through. Please put your hands together. We have the Honorable Sam George. He's also going to be coming through for us as well. And also we have Sammi Awuku will be coming through. Please put your hands together. Yesterday we had Prophet Kofi Odro. We had Denta also coming through. Put your hands together for them. We have Mr. Pius and Nam also coming through as well. Please put your hands together for him. And then of course, you heard from our very own big man, the man who's got a financial grip, speaking to us this morning. Are you not blessed? Has your mind shifted already, or is in the process? It's in the process. It shifted already. Okay, then we're good.
That's really great to hear. And of course, we cannot have young people here without some rap. You agree with me, right? We love some good rap music, don't we? Now, if you love good rap music, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Christian pop star.
All the way from Kumasi. Put your hands together for them.
It be a taxi or to perform. Moku go, the world needs to be informed about Christ. He paid the price. With him after death, you go rise. I want seen any chukon in the samposa, in the pressure, Presa Christ Ubekuta, Shajim Kwano, and Prisi Kentisa Temudadia, Ubatu Piga. Come to Christ and be saved. Wama busama chichiri we say chase dear. If you can say money be the ultimate, why say you see men's go is tough here? You say you no get tight and offering, but better to a home must either go here. Anytime tree Christ to be trash, you just they make you wounds the basham. Darkness no they cover me bossu. I be the light so brother the smash am. I feel like rapping about Jesus all day. DJ got beat for me. Let me rock it. We are the Christian pop stars. And we go by the name, the rappers of the Holy Spirit. One of the Virgin Mary suffered under Pontius Pilate. Crucified, dead and buried. 3 days later, he rose again. The blood he shed on the cross saved us from all of our sins. He bought us with a new price. Shall we end the same? Christ will save you, Christ give life. On our mind, who are they from above? To overcome sin and step into love. Special kind of grace from above. So we thank God the Father for sending us. And it's a part that can hell we the go. One on our watching and one my need us to go by this and where we the go. So we give thanks for the impact. Salvation be great cry for human. So give your life to Jesus Christ. Then tell bro you go feel it. So I see how you be so. I brought all these trappers. We the come thank God. Now let's go. We're not going to waste time. We're going to talk about God of this rap Lord. Do you have some church boys and church girls in this building? Oh, do you have some church boys and church girls in this building? I have a song for you.
I want to put a beat. Sim, where them a chat boy.
This side.
Turn up.
CPS. Let's go. Oh, this side. Chat boys, see the preach every day. And we go preach to the world, make them leave. Chat boys know the key about the world. All we know, we the work for the Lord. Chat boy, gospel songs we they play. We won't feel Holy Spirit for the room. With the strength that up, so he grace. Listen, you accept Christ, I sure you baptized. You the win souls, bro, you are wise. Not a price. If you never that can die for Christ. Chat boys, you the preach every day. I can hear you. And we go preach to the world, make them leave. Chat boys know the key about the world. All we know, we the work for the Lord. Chat boy, gospel songs we they play. We won't feel Holy Spirit for the room. With the strength that up, so he grace. The Bible, it be we with the chief. Chat boys, every day we are blessed. Listen, we go take one money pay tight. It just go multiply. On a guy to return, know the lie. Chat boys are always faithful. Chat boys, every day we dey check. Chat boys stop to your quiet time. Chat boys, every day we dey pray. Chat boys love them a prophet. The whole world, they be chat boys and fun. Chat boys, you dey preach every day. And we go preach to the world, make a leave. Chat boys know they hear about the world. All we know, we dey work for the Lord. Chat boy, gospel songs we dey play. Listen, I'm a project who I know they care. Come to him if you dey test. You get the wall when they run dry. God they want nobody so we stay fly. Chat boys, you dey preach every day. On this side, I can't feel your energy at all. This side. Let's go. Chat boys, you dey preach every day. Oh, I can feel it too. And we go preach to the world, make a leap. Chat boys know the key about the world. Listen, chat boys, you dey preach every day. I can hear you. And we go preach to the world, make a leap. Oh, chat boys So the key about the work. How we know we don't work for the Lord. Charlie, God is the beat, pow. You know still God is the beat. God is the beat, dread. My God is the beat, dread. My God is the beat, dread. Nami muado, nami muade. Nami muado, nami muade. Nami muado, nami muade. Charlie masaka no corner. Nami muade. Say nami muado, nami muade. Nami muado, nami muade. Nami muado, nami muade. Charlie masaka no corner. Nami muade. One and only son, no, he make it the same. So we get about to me and a 10. Every muya do nothing there when he does. Yeah, it is just relaxing, asking us. What you have to push on, that time in a trust it. But some maybe, but I'm in the elastic. And I am in the one and one can someone see us. Yeah, me muya there, you must be a fan. Ever since I took Christ, we feel limited. You must say anyone, I'm limited back. I don't know your alpha, I sound to your mega. When you say, he never be later. Competence, he never be traitor. All other gods are becoming a greater. Now what you are coming on, I will be the same. It's in Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Talamasaka Lucona, Yami Muade, listen Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Talamasaka Lucona, Yami Muade. I'm meant to see you, I can say Jesus. Tell them we are winners. The gospel preachers, it's CPS. My letters of here can say Jesus. Tell them we are winners. The gospel preachers, it's CPS. I'm a bonnet, and you walk into Christoni. I was so in our law. I saw that's 14. Or see, and they come up and oh my God. Sit down, the best some war. I didn't me how they my rare war. But I not sing a same name, Dad. They my mama made them out to me, chef. And I'm moving, I mean. Who know more that? The brand new piano with this set. Why you the one doing the air? No, why you want me piano one man on my back? It's Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Mr. Yami Muado, Yami Muade, Chalamasaka no corner, Yami Muade, Mr. Yami Muado, Yami Muade. Charlie, what's up? Charlie,
Sit down. Clap your hands, somebody. Lift your right hand. Shout, I will. No, that's so boring. Jump on your feet. Shout, I will. That's so boring. Shout, I will. I can. I must. As we do it every day, in the next 1 minute, I want you to locate somebody. Locate at least 7 people. If you see a nice girl, just take their number. If you want to propose, just go ahead and do it. In the next 1 minute, just go ahead and make a new friend. Everybody, come on. Just leave your seat. Go and make a new friend. Clap your hands and take your seat. Take your seat. I want the protocols to help me. All those outside, please come inside. Those outside, come inside. Are you excited? Are you being blessed? Come on, are you being blessed? All right. I want you to listen to me. Can the ushers help me, please? Can the ushers help me? I was there and, hold it. I was there and someone sent me a testimony. And some people asking me how I've been able to keep this movement for the past 8 years. And these are the kind of testimonies that keeps me going. And I want us to watch this video right now. Is it ready? All right, ladies.
A Sammi member for Abodom electoral area in Asante Bekwa municipality. This is my testimony on how Pastor Brian changed my life through iYES. In fact, life was very difficult for me. In fact, I was really frustrated in life, and the only option that came to my mind was suicide. That same week, a friend of mine, Mr. Beme Etuahe, former NYA coordinator for Goprai, introduced me to iYES. At first I doubted, but later on I have a second thought. Well, if he says so, let me go with him. I went with my friend and the advice, the encouragement from the invited guests changed my life a lot. It was really educative. One topic I took home was by Mr. Kwame Evinka, self-belief, and how to believe in yourself to tackle in so many things in life. That same year, I had the opportunity to contest for assembly membership position, and as I'm talking to you now, I'm the youngest assembly member ever in Asante Bekwa municipality. And as at now, I'm owing a master television online and a master multimedia and movie production that is literally grooming in the system and on all social media platforms. In fact, iYES, I wish to be there always, and iYES, I'll always be there. iYES has really changed my life. iYES has made me who I wanted to be, and iYES is taking me higher to another level in life. Thank you, Pastor Brian. I really, really, really appreciate what you've done in my life.
Clap your hands. Let me just summarize it. There's a young man that said he was contemplating on suicide, and somebody just invited him to our Kumasi edition. And all what I'm saying is that you might think that these people are just talking. You have no idea. Just one line can change somebody's life. So strange. I saw some young people walk in today, Mr. Sammi, and I was just wondering, like, where are they coming from? But I realized that this event has been 8 years. So there might be someone that came last 8 years. The person was 10 years old. And this year, the person will be 18 years old. In other words, there's nothing like I'm too young for an information. So what I'm saying is that when you come here, whatever the speakers are presenting or are saying to you, go and run with it. In the next 5 years, you might be here standing, sharing your testimony. Lift your hand, shout, I will. That is so boring. Shout, I will. I can. And I must. And I think, lawyer, can you come? I think you have a testimony. Let's clap our hands for lawyer Awuku.
Wow, I've been caught on the spot, but I'll try. Thank you very much, Prophet, for this opportunity. My name is Awuku Anochibempa, and I'm a lawyer. I'm currently the CEO of Rock Splash. I'm going to tell you a story about Rock Splash. So last year, I attended iYES physically. I had known about iYES for a long time. I had followed closely because of my husband, but I hadn't attended physically. So last year was my very first opportunity. Forgive my nerves. And so last year when I came, I was gobsmacked. I was surprised. I was shocked. Seeing it physically is different from experiencing it online or even from afar. A lot of the speakers inspired me. They imparted me. Anytime I got backstage, I kept telling Prophet, wow, This program is amazing. This program is what we need. One thing that struck me, the phrase that did it for me was by Prophet. And he said, I'm trying to get the words right. He said, in 5 years' time, if you have started something today, it will be 5 years old. If you don't start something today, it will still be 5 years' time. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that was what did it for me. Now, I had been contemplating starting a business. Because I am a lawyer, I was feeling a bit complacent, thinking to myself, what next? What more can I do, But that phrase did it for me. And so I started to think. And before I left Accra for Kumasi, I had bought 100 bottles, plastic bottles, with the mindset that I was going to start a juice business in Kumasi. When I got to Kumasi, I researched, I watched videos, I did all that I could. iYES last year was in August. By September 23rd, I started my natural juice business, Rock Splash. Now, in the first week, I sold 100 bottles. I was shocked. It blew my mind. This is a new business. I'm very new to business. I'd never done business before. And in my first week, I sold 100 bottles. People were calling from everywhere. I delivered nationwide, literally nationwide. And I was only doing the advertisements even on my WhatsApp status. As I stand here today, I have sold over 3,500 bottles from September last year to March. So I want to encourage everybody here. It's for everybody. iYES is for everybody. It's for you sitting at the front. It's for you sitting upstairs. It's for you sitting at the back. You do not know the word or the phrase that will change your life. Thank you, and long live iYES.
Let's clap our hands. And this is what people don't know. It's not just about the talking. We have set up an initiative that people that are starting businesses, we also support them financially. All what we are doing is that we are making sure that every young Ghanaian, not just Ghanaian, but every young African will find their purpose and make Africa a better place. Lift your hand, shout, I will, I can, and I must. All right, KMJ, I want to get my book, please. So, tonight we have Reverend Istud Anaba. You don't want to miss tonight. And tomorrow, it's going to be amazing in the morning. And for the first time in the history of Ghana, we are going to have the National Youth All Night. We have people coming from Techiman, Brahafo, you name it. So you don't want to miss it. If you're watching online and you are in Accra, wherever, just jump on a bus, get a flight, and be here. And strangely, I had to do this book because Saturday is my birthday. Please clap your hands. So I had to do this little book. I've written 28 books. 28 books. So I decided to do this for my birthday. Very simple. 20 things to avoid in your 20s. 20 things. I want every young person to get this book. If you want to know what those 20 things are, get the book. There are a lot of copies. I think we have only 200 copies here. I want you to get it. It's my birthday present for each and every one. Say amen. All right. And prize, 20 things to avoid in your 20s for 20 cedis. All right. And lastly, because of the face of iYES, how the whole initiative is going to be. And of course, last week I was in the Brahafo region. And if you're watching in Brahafo, next year we are coming to the Brahafo region. iYES is coming. So, I want a number on the screen. If you are in Accra, hear this carefully. If you are in Accra and you want to be a volunteer, I want you to send your name to this WhatsApp number that is going to be projected on the screen right now. You can just take a screenshot. If you're watching online and you want to be part of the volunteers, because we are going to take us through 1 month of intense training. So if you want to be a volunteer, I'm waiting for the number, please. If you want to be a volunteer, the number is going to be on the screen. I want you to just take a screenshot of the number and send your name. Are you ready for tonight? Don't miss tonight for anything. Our next speaker, we see him on TV, playing some strange roles, acting with strange roles. At times, he's a playboy. I need some pictures rolling. At times, he's a gangster. At times, he's a prince. And for me, he's one of Africa's finest actors who has taken the movie industry from the shores of Africa, not just Nigeria, but Africa, to the ends of the world. He's a businessman, he's an entrepreneur, and his level of humility and wisdom. I reached out and I said, hey, brother, I need you to speak to the youth of Ghana. And when you come, I just want you to be interactive. We've seen you on TV. We just want to see the other side. So we are going to ask you questions, and I want you to talk to us. And he said, anything for you, I'm going to be on. And ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Nigeria, I can hear your shouts. All the way from Nigeria, the one and only Jim Iyke. Give it up, come on.
Wow. I didn't know whether to break dance or just stand aside and watch this. Hi, what's going on? My peoples. Listen, I love the energy from these guys. You know, when the music was going on, the rapper, they came out, and I know, make some noise, some people. Yeah, that is the energy. That is the sound of success. People that are excited to learn, people that are excited to meet people that are open-minded to embrace different cultures, to start new beginnings, to shift the paradigm of how they think, how they see, how they hear, how they perceive, how they react to situations. So as you've noticed, I didn't come with slides or algorithms or patterns or written scripts. I like to do this differently. That is not to say that when you follow a certain pattern, it doesn't work. It does work. Believe me. But I'm just different. So I said what I wanted to do was an interactive session because it would tailor your needs, your questions specifically to how you want to live. And then I can answer from the wealth of experience that I think I've garnered over the years that hopefully will set you on a new course, a new path to realizing your dreams. When Pastor B, forgive me, that's what I call him, said, hey, Jim, I need you to come out here, speak to my friends, my people. I said, I don't know if I'm best suited for this. But he said, yeah, that I think you're best suited. Ladies and gentlemen, I've lived a certain different life. Sometimes I think I'm 100 years old. And then there are days I wake up, I think I've lived the life of 10 people. I've been through ups and downs in my life. I've been to the bottom too many times than I can recount. And thankfully, by the grace of God, we don't look like what we've been through. It's only grace. It's only grace. So first of all, I want to express my humility, my gratitude for inviting me. I know there are an area of many stars, many celebrities, many socialites, many famous people across the world you could have invited to share your stage, but yet you chose Jim Iyke. I will impart to you what I know. Hopefully, it will change something in your life that you need most. I will learn from you in that bargain, because when I stand to say what I know, I don't come from the point of view of a tutor alone. I also come as a student. Because when we're done today, I would have learned a lot about you, and you in turn will learn a lot about me. There are three kinds of people you will meet in the course of your journey, young people. I'm addressing this because I think some of us have met these guys already. The first type are poor people. They are poor by the way they think, the way they react to situations. So these guys are people that are totally vested on the immediacy, what they can get immediately. I've had PAs that think like that. I've had mentors even back in the day that think like that. I've had people that have met a measure of success in their lives, and because of how they think, they put a ceiling to their advancement. They also think like that. They're about what they can get immediately. You owe me money. I want money in my pocket. They chase money. They chase and chase money with a certain obsession, a relentless obsession. They push every mountain. They will offend anybody. They will burn any bridge. They will take it to the extreme when you owe them. All they want is money in their pocket to solve their immediate need. All they want is that paper currency, money in their pocket. And so their need never ends. They keep chasing money. They keep chasing it like an obsession. The second type of people you meet are the rich. So they are fixated on acquiring status symbols. Everything they do in their life is vested on the kind of houses they can show off to their friends or to the world, the kind of cars they drive, what they wear, kind of wristwatches they wear. I mean, a lot of us here, sometimes even a present company is guilty as charged. We just want to show people how successful we are by what we've acquired in life. So we'll work for it. We'll relentlessly pursue our lifelong pursuits to gain this status symbols. As we acquire them, we vet to get more. And in that order, all we do is show these things off. We're exhibitionists. The ostentatious lifestyle never ends. We keep chasing, we keep showing up for one singular reason alone. That is to show that you're rich. Then the third people, the kind of people that I think I have become, that I've vet to become, are the wealthy people. These are people that live predominantly on ideas. They live for it. They think it. They sleep it. They eat it. They will convert any relationship with anybody that can give them ideas. They will live with anybody. They will tolerate anybody that has ideas. Because ideas, these are what solves the problems of the world. And once you solve one problem, therein lies the wealth. So these are people that embrace everything that consecrates around ideas. We should sort this kind of people, make friends with this kind of people, because these are the only kind of people that will advance your cause in every form or shape of your dream. The people that live for ideas. Now, the one thing that I want to do is have a conversation with you, because in so doing, I'll be able to know how to react or how to answer certain questions that you have. I think I asked for people to be at different points of the room, okay, so we can start. I'm talking about fielding questions on every subject matter under the sun. You ask, and to the best of my abilities, I will answer. Can we start, please? This is the interactive session that I spoke about. So let's start. Who has a question? Wow. You don't waste time, do you, sir?
This is actually a question I'd wish to ask.
What's your name, sir? I'm so sorry.
My name is Solomon.
Nice to meet you, Solomon.
My question is, did you have to become a bad boy to be able to play the role you play in movies?
Did I have to become, I'm sorry,
bad boy?
A proud boy.
Bad
boy.
Yes. To be able to play the roles you play in movies, because when we were young, we used to watch you doing all the bad things in the movies.
Wow.
So I just want to know.
Well, I wasn't expecting that question. I expected something from another angle. But be that as it may, that is what we're here for. I don't think anybody goes out to intentionally become bad. You know, I don't think you wake up in the morning and say, today I am going to be bad, for the world to see how bad I am. No, I think a lot of people, there's a certain translation emotion that is lost in a lot of people as regards my job description. It is, at the end of the day, a job. You understand? It's just a job that I happen to be extremely good at. So if you had a certain conviction when you see my movies that I am bad, well, I suppose there's a degree of bad in everybody. Yeah, so, no, it wasn't intentional. There was a metamorphosis that was going down in Nollywood at that time. It's called typecasting. So it so happens that the first few films I made were bad roles, right? And I happened to have lived up to the billing so much so that producers, you know, they're very superstitious lot back in the day. Whatever sells, they latch onto it and decide to make it an enterprise of sorts. So a few bad roles, they decided, that one is exceptionally good at that. So let's offload all the bad roles on him. And I couldn't complain because I was starting out my career. I didn't have a say at that point. You go with emotion. We're going to come to all that later as to how to develop a certain work ethos in your life, how to develop a certain schedule, how to enhance, and of course, when to say no in your life. Some people say no too early in their life, and that's when it becomes a question of ego. Some people say no at the right time in their life, and that's when it becomes a question of wisdom. So we will differentiate all that, we'll demarcate all that as we go. But yes, I hope that answered your question, sir. I'm not bad. I'm the greatest guy you've made. Trust me, man. But don't test me, though. All right, so can somebody ask me a little more organic questions as to why we're here?
All right, I'm Prosper.
What's the name, sir?
Prosper. Prosper.
Okay.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
As a succeeding question to that of Mr. Solomon, I want to know, did those roles really leave any character trait in your life which, moving on, had made you leave them positively or negatively?
It's echoing on what I wanted to catch it at some point. Could you repeat the question, please?
All right. As a succeeding question to that of Mr. Solomon's, did those roles you play in the movies leave any kind of character trait in your life, which, moving on, you find yourself or you stumbled in leaving them as your personality?
It's a very good question. So there's something in my industry called the characterization that a lot of people are not aware of. I'll give you an example. Mr. Day-Lewis He happens to be one of the greatest thespians of our time. Is of English extract. He's an English actor. I think he's won the highest number of Oscars in our job. Okay. On his third Oscar, his wife was sitting up front like you are right now, and he said to her, "Thank you, my dear, for taking me in all those years. Because every night, a different man came to your bed. And in all those nights, you managed all of them. So my greatest accolade goes to you." I'll interpret it. Roles has a way of being a part of you. If you're a method actor like I am, you leave your role. I leave it. So within a time when I'm playing one of those twisted characters, my household knows to stay away from my path. I promise you. Even my son senses it sometimes. I mean, he's so good at sensing it, it's ridiculous. So you have to stay within the ambience of that mood, that sentiment. If I'm playing a dark character and I'm happy-go-lucky all the time, hanging around, having fun, it will be hard for you to make the transition every time on set. So you stay dark, you stay within that mode, so you can execute the character. So many times, a lot of actors take these things to work, these sentiments to work, to their homes, and they find it hard to come out of it. Okay, so there are traits that go with you. I've pretty much played every character trait that is easily imaginable. And yes, at some point, your archives, your mental archives especially, become like a filter. You sieve the good from the bad. I've retained those qualities that I think that is very good, that pushes me, that advances my cause, makes me a better person, makes me far more emotionally intelligent than others. So, yes, you leave a part of what you act. It's inevitable. You can't avoid it. So, naturally, you sieve the good from the bad. Thank you. Yes, sir. Are we going to give a chance to the guys up to ask questions at some point?
Please, I'm
Okay.
right.
I'm just stating, basically. Okay, sir, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm with you. My apologies. I was just making a point. Could somebody give... Oh, somebody else is with the mic. I apologize. We'll come right back to you, yeah?
Please, I'm bright. And my question is actually in two folds. How did you discover your purpose? That's the first question. And how did you master it?
Discovering your talent is a whole different mantle, my brother, because I stumbled on it, really. I was broke. I didn't like being broke. I wanted to be rich. And they said, be famous is the easiest way. It's also the most gullible reason to start anything in your life. It's the easiest reason. It's also the most superficial reason. I found my depth much later. I'm telling you, like, some 8-9 years down my career. But in the beginning, the whole point was to be rich and famous. You understand? I wasn't caught up for the 9 to 5. I had graduated very early in my life. I was barely 19 when I got my first degree. Quickly got my postgraduate. When I pleaded my cause with my father, I said, hey, Daddy, I want to act. My dad touched my forehead and said, it seems this fever that worries you all the time is back. Seriously. And then the ensuing argument that followed back to back, the man said, listen, there's no cause. If you were some dull student, it's different. But you are utterly brilliant. I was always first. I know every parent says this, and every big brother, when they say I'm always first of my class, well, it's true in my case. That's what made my case even harder for my parents to accept. The fact that I was really good in school. So what is the problem? You're not struggling in school. Why do you want to go join this group of loafers, as they were perceived then? But as Jay-Z said, you can only be sure once. There's no second guessing it. There's no tongue-in-cheek expression of what you want to be, of your purpose. When you speak about it, I was sure I didn't want to do banking and finance. It was a beautiful course. I didn't want to pursue something in psychology. I mean, that was even far more respectable as at that time. I wanted to be an actor. I was sure once. And I was ready to weather the storm that came with it, including my parents kicking me out of the house. So I left home for 2 years. I couldn't come back home. But in all that time, I knew that I was right. I knew that this is the only thing that would give me joy. I had friends that were in school with me that advanced their course because the natural pattern my parents wanted was, after your postgraduate, you're done by 19, by 21, you're done with your postgraduate, master's at 23 at best. By 26, 27, you have your doctorate. And then you go head one of those Fortune 500 companies, buy us a big house and Rolls Royce, and everybody is happy. So I flipped the script. And they weren't happy with it. The whole understanding about it is that be careful what you set your children or people that look up to you, the course you set them on. Is it a course that truly makes them happy? Is it what they will embrace for life, like a lifelong pursuit, and they're best suited for it, the entirety of their being? It took me a few years to understand that this was what God created me to be. This was the pursuit that I was to make of life. And after a few years, I had another conversation with my dad. And I said, the plan was always different. I didn't even understand it. I didn't even understand. And I joined the industry, as you all well know, when things weren't that lucrative, so to speak. It wasn't that prosperous. Okay? The light at the end of that tunnel was quite dim. And the harder you walk, the dimmer it became. And that's the funny thing about it. And then I was pitted against the challenges of people I went to school with, finished far earlier than them. I was far smarter than, God for it, but that's the truth, in school. And they were doing so well financially. So there was always a point of regret in my home when they say, oh, look at him. He's advanced his course, he's doing so well, he's the MD of that company, and you're still telling me that you're struggling for roles somewhere. But I knew what I wanted for myself. And I knew that if I chased it to the end, every other thing would add up. The company ownership my father always aspired, I own it or co-own it. Every other thing that he pointed at and said, your friends or colleagues or people you went to school with, this is the end result of what they would have achieved. I believe I'd achieved it and superseded it. I'd become 10 sons in one based on one conviction alone. The understanding that this was my purpose in life. So you can be sure once. There's no second guessing it. And once you're sure once, forgive me, no parent, no pastor, no friend, nobody that exists in your world or coexists must tell you differently and you listen. Chase your dreams. It's really that simple. There's no algorithm about it. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. Once you're fixated on that, I'm telling you, it's only you that know. There's nobody that will tell you differently. Only you know that this is what I want to do. So you have to dream. It is in that space, that nucleus, that you have to create your dream. Create that dream as big as it is, as it possibly can. If you go to sleep dreaming about a certain endeavor you're undertaking, and you think you have the skill set, and you're totally comfortable sleeping at night while you're having this dream, my brother, slap yourself and wake up again. Then take sleeping pills and go back to sleep. Your dream, that is the entirely wrong dream. Your dream should scare you. Your dream should make you dumbfounded. You should be unable to explain your dreams to your friends because they will not believe you. They will not support you. You must find it extremely difficult to explain your dreams to people that love you, and you love them in return. They are not meant to understand it. I sat down one day, I think 2 days before I left, I called a family meeting and I told my parents and my entire family that this is what I want to do. I really feel in my bones everything about it. I mean, that was a 19-and-a-half-year-old version of me. I told them this is what I want to do. So these are the area of expressions that, and my dad said, listen, you're going to waste your life away. There's absolutely nothing there. There's no potentials. Look at people that have done it before you, people that are doing it now, people that are projected to do in the next 5 years. There's nobody with financial independence amongst them. And my sisters were crying like, okay, this is the war other families have been experiencing that's coming to our home now. Because the only son of the family, I have 6 sisters, by the way, I was the only son. And if you're of Eastern extract in Nigeria, you understand that the child, the first son, the entire dream frame of reference in the family is vested on you alone. So if you falter or you blunder, you are taking down the entire structure of the family with you. They invest everything. The father will sell land, will sell private things, will get uncomfortable raising money to give you the best of everything you want so that you can carry on the family name with dignity. So imagine when I came back and I said, I wanted to act. At some point, my dad said, why didn't you even tell me this earlier? I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of putting you through school. All those elite schools I put you in, I would have just dumped you at home or found somebody. I mean, you would have told me so I wouldn't have to invest this far. Why are you telling me after the second degree? You would have told me after your secondary school. So I was looking at my dad like, really? The 14-year-old version of me is supposed to know what I want in life? But that was the point. That argument passed, and I started chasing my dream. But I chased it alone, so it was extremely difficult. I went under through circumstances that it's not for discussion in this room, but ta-da, I did win at the end. And that's what's important. So you can only be sure once, my brother.
Great.
Okay.
So we have our online family members.
Yeah.
So if you want to send a message, please go ahead and send your message. You can send in your questions. Jim will answer. Just send them online as you're viewing. I have another question here.
So let's acknowledge some of them who are also part of it so they don't feel left out. Mami Adom Akenton says, Jim Iyke is a great speaker. Fosina Asabel says, chase your dreams and be ambitious about it while focusing. Raphael says, very good program. And this one over here says, why did you
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
They're all online comments, not questions for you for now.
Okay, can we take them one at a time? So that
Yes, we'll do that.
Okay.
So this is just those who are watching online and contributions on that. So we'll take some of the online questions a bit later, but go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Thompson.
Hi,
Thompson, I realized that you've actually worked with a lot of people and across the world. What has friendship done for you? What has relationship done for you?
Relationship is everything, sir. Trust me. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are and what you're likely to become in the next 5 years. It's a promise. It's not juju. I'm not some medium. I'm not a spiritualist, but I'll get it down to the T, the exact predictions of what you're to become in the next 5 years. So to garner a relationship is the wealth we're all here gathered talking about. At the end of the day, if I didn't have a relationship with Pastor B, he wouldn't be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, come, and I'll leave everything I'm doing, and I'll come. It was born out of respect, a certain reciprocal, because I know in the event that I need him, he will come. No questions asked. I don't have to know him for 10 years to respect him, to regard all his visions and his purpose, to make it coexist with mine, to connect with mine. So everything I've done came out of relationships. There are few countries I can name in the world that I can go to at this moment, and I won't find one person or the other that's ready to host me. So 2 weeks ago, we did 3 countries in a row. He knows, I finished about 5 a.m., jumped on the 9 o'clock flight to come out here, no sleep for 2 days. We did 3 countries back to back. We did Dubai, we did Dar es Salaam, we did Kigali, then back to Lagos, yeah? And I took a small group of business partners. We had investments set up in 4 countries. What I wanted to do was just go there, introduce them to the powers that be, lay the plan, and then the lawyers and all the other people that we hire would take over. So it was important that we made this trip. But then the concern was, one of the major financiers, his concern was that he's one of those men that everything has to walk to the T. It's used to a certain lifestyle. So his concern was, we need to call, we need to book, we need to move ahead, cars have to be ready, PAs, and I told him, don't worry. I got this. You don't have to worry about anything. But every airport that we stopped, there was a chauffeur-driven car, there was a PA present, the hotel accommodation were not messed up. Every meeting was held in place. Our objectives, our aim in each country was realized far beyond our imaginations, and we left accolades for me because there was no phone call in their presence that was done. I just knew that I had trusted people in each of the countries that would undertake each of this. And so we went from country to country until we finished in Lagos, and he sat down and said, you know what? I don't want to see the paperwork. I just want to sign. And I think that was born out of the kind of relationship I've garnered all through my career. The fact that if I have business in Ghana, I pick up the phone and say, my brother B, listen, man, I'm coming with some business partners. I don't know where to stay. I need airport pickup and all that. The man makes 2 phone calls here in London. I'll be sorted. It's a relationship. If he's coming to Nigeria, he doesn't have to prepare for anything. He doesn't even need money in his pocket. It's a promise. He just calls me, and it's not, you understand me? It's a straight thing. Hey, I'm thinking. You just have to think about it, and I'll make it happen. That is the kind of relationship. Who said it's coming next week? Oh. Okay, you have to think it. We're telepathy like that. You just think it, and I'll pick you up at the airport. I'm not sending anybody.
Okay, my follow-up has to be, how do you manage disappointment coming from very close friends?
How do I manage disappointment coming from where? So betrayal is a part of life. We talked about how to react to situations. When you're betrayed, the way I reacted 5 years ago is different from how I react now. I believe I've grown exponentially far more emotionally intelligent now than 5 years before now. 5 years before now, my natural instinct would have been to go after you and make your life as miserable as possible for crossing me. It is what happens, okay? Because then my life was ruled in black and white. I love as much as I dislike. I'm fiercely loyal, and of course, every one of us that's on that path, you understand a certain vindictiveness that comes with it. But now, I exist in a certain gray area, a place where if something happens to you, you pause for a second and think, reevaluate, then react differently. This is, I believe, the man that I've always wanted to be, that I didn't understand how to become that person. So disappointment abound, betrayers abound. If you're not getting disappointed or betrayed in your life, my brother, you're stuck in one spot. You're not doing anything of significance. Because that's part of it. The envy comes with it, the betrayal comes with it, and it's going to come from the people that know you best. No stranger can harm you. Nobody outside your circle can harm you. It's the people inside, the inner carcass, the ones you eat and drink with. Those are the ones that have the power to understand how to hurt you. But how do you take it? I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, there's somebody that's been with me for 6 years. He's been stealing from me, and he thinks I don't know about it. Well, I didn't know. My biggest problem has been how to get rid of him, how to fire him. Because this person have learned me to a T. He was my road manager. He understands me, my mood swings, my creative process, everything I do. Before I get into a country, is done. I don't have to lift a finger. How can you get rid of that kind of person that's so valuable to your team? But he doesn't understand that concept is totally lost on the fact that he steals from me all the time. You know, say we're on a press run, for instance, on a media run. Nigeria, we do things differently. After each media house, you're required to give them what you call thank you for coming package. So my close friend would take my thank you for coming package, half it, give his half thank you for coming package, and then line his pocket with the other half. Producers will approach me for films. My friend would tell them that you are number 30. I'm just giving you a wide example. You're so way down the line, he's not likely to do your movie for the next 2 years. So they will say, okay, what is the solution? The solution is paying to my account. I'll bump you up to number 2 or 3. I knew nothing outside my circle. It is what they tell me that I do, literally. So they will come to me and say, this person has been on the waiting list for the past 2-3 months. We're doing this next. I don't question it because they take care of everything, including the negotiations. I just set the benchmark as to what I will take and what I will not take. So everybody I encountered, so we were getting a lot of ill feeling, burning bridges, stepping on different people's toes. And this consistently happened until recently. I mean, there's something he did recently that took a lot from me. And I sat down and I said, you know what? I've been going through a certain illusion, self-imposed illusion by myself. I knew this has been happening, and I just refused to come to terms with it. Totally refused. There's a part of you that can switch off so that you can exist, so that you can survive, so you can contain, so that you can tolerate. It is wrong. Once your instincts kick in as to something that is not right, and trust me, we're all born with it. My instincts are usually razor sharp with everybody. And that is one thing that taught me is that I never make judgment when I'm dealing with people. If I want to engage you in any capacity in the world, I will not think of the fact that I like you or I dislike you. That already would make my decision biased. So if I like you too much, the chances is that I'm going to be so heavily weighed in on my emotions, I'm not going to take the right decisions. If I don't like you, that obviously means that I'm going to take a bad decision. So why don't I take my decision based on totally what I perceive you to be, what my instincts tell me about you, irrespective of my sentiments or feelings about you. So that is what transpired here to a point where I came to terms with it. I had a soliloquy with myself and sat down and told myself, you're lying to yourself. I'm telling you, the greatest lie you tell to anybody is a lie to self. And I told myself, you know this person has been robbing you blind. You love this person. You will take a bullet for this person. But this person has been totally adverse to your cause. It is time to let this person go. As soon as I took that decision, settled them as I thought somebody that has been with me, served my cause for years would, and I let him go. It was like a big weight went off my shoulder, brought in a different set of people to man his position, because he got his whole team also involved in his scams and his schemes. Things changed differently. I'm telling you, it just took few weeks, things changed for the better. So yes, betrayal is part of it. How to react to it is also part of it.
I got to say this a minute.
We have two people here, so let me take the ladies on first.
Okay, Rosalind,
If you
please,
don't mind.
a minute. Let me
Okay.
just take. So we have to take 2 questions because of time. And someone online said, for iYES, we are actually very intentional with the speakers that we bring, with being politics, entertainment, business. So since you're an actor, someone is asking, what advice would you give to a young person wanting to go into acting at this time? And how would you advise them to go about it?
We spoke about with the gentleman that asked a question earlier about the kind of decision you're taking. Don't be, well, let's be specific to our answers now. Let's tailor make it. Don't be an actor because you think it's a glamorous job. Because you're going to be so woefully disappointed when you come in. There's nothing glamorous about it. When you sit up 2, 3 a.m. in the morning filming, or you're made to repeat a certain part 20 times over, or somebody says something totally sadistic about you online because they don't know you enough, every part of your life is open in the court of public opinion to be judged. They become your judge and jury. Then maybe you have a rethink. It's also another reason to be totally vested in it, to understand that this is really what I want to do. So yes, it's okay to say you want to be one. How to go about it is to convince yourself first. After I get down on my knees and I ask my maker why, to find my part, because every day you discover new things about you. When I leave this room and I step out, I'm going to discover something that I picked up from here. It's something new. I've changed. I'm in motion. I've transited. I'm not the same person that stood here. So when you are done having that understanding with your maker and God is first, the second is the absolute belief in you, nobody else. There's no mistakes about it when I walk into a room. Whether I was 10 years old or even now, it doesn't matter. I don't let you see any other person but who I really am. In that order, I ask that you trust and believe in yourself above anything else below God. After God, it's not your parents, it's not your friends, it's not the mentor, it's not the person with the opportunities that will avail it, that will open the doors for you. It is you. If you believe in yourself enough, there's no door you cannot open. No door. And I believe it. I stood once in front of an area of elite producers and stars and social, just everybody that made up the entirety of the power structure of our industry. And I wanted to say something, and they kept saying, oh, let another person. I was a young actor then. And I said something that a lot of people still consider abominable to this day, and I'm about to say it again. And I asked them, because every one of them got up and said, oh, I made that person. Every star of consequence came under somebody. Oh, I gave this person their first chance. I did this for that person. Without me, you won't do this thing. So we're having a battle between actors and producers at that time. Apparently, we got banned because they said I engineered and orchestrated a group that was asking for too much money. Isn't that ridiculous? So apparently, our producers were becoming multi-millionaires, and the actors, not me, guys that were slightly lower, were struggling. And so I called the group and I said, we need to change the structure. Without us, they don't exist. We are the ones the fans know. We're the ones with the gift and the talent. Why would they be earning more than us? Why is there no balancing skill, some sort of skill where at least something could be measured, barometer by which they will say at least we're doing well? Why is the gap so distinct? Why is there a total disconnect in the wealth appraisal between us and them? So I said everybody should start asking for more money. So they got together and banned me for 2 years. And when they banned us for 2 years, they brought a new crop of actors to take our place. Check the history. Totally relatable story you can find in our archives. So these new guys they brought could not make the billing. They weren't making enough money. The fans totally rejected them. They could not make the 1 million sales, 2 million sales that we were snapping out of our repertoire with our movies. So they came back to bring us back. Isn't God wonderful? They brought us back. On the negotiating table, everybody had something to say. I made you. Without me, you wouldn't have been that. I give you your first chance. My colleagues kept quiet because everybody had a leaning, had somebody to point out to say, without you, I wouldn't have been whatever it is I became. So I said one thing, and I said, can somebody in this room stand up and truthfully claim that without them, that I wouldn't have come up? Not one person. Not one person. Because I knew how I started it. I knew the belief that I had, the belief base that I had. It was totally, I just fixated on God, refused to do small roles. For the first 2-3 years of my career, I couldn't do a major role because they kept giving me small roles, and I refused them. I said if it's not a major or a lead, I'm not doing it. So 3 years for a guy that just left home, it's a long time to be broke. Trust me, at some point you will bend. You will compromise. You will take the little pigeons. But my self-value was way too high. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about anything. I just knew that this is the standard I set, and I wasn't going to relent it, not for anybody, not even for myself. So no matter what I was going through, it's just a question of time. It has to be understood in this room that whatever you're going through is just a question of time. The overriding factor is your total belief in yourself. And so my day came one day. Some of the most established stars had gone for an event in London called Afro Hollywood. And so there was a space, a vacancy of top male stars for film. They went there, stayed longer than they planned, stayed over a month. So they said, okay, there was a vacancy. How are we going to fill it? We need to make movies. These guys are not coming back. But there were female leads. So they said, okay, you know what? Where's that guy, that funny boy with a funny accent that is always rejecting small roles? Yeah, go bring him. Let's make do with him for a few days before the big boys come back. So they brought little me. Dumped me there, paid me peanuts. Trust me, you don't want to know how much these guys were paying me. I've received as much as 15 to 20,000 naira for lead. In dollars, let me explain it. It's less than $30, $40, or maybe $50 at worst. So they brought me back. I did 4 films, being paid peanuts. Every time I was paid peanuts, something was wrong with the wardrobe. I would spend out of that little money because I had to look right. That's one thing, when the opportunity meets, okay, your preparation. I was always prepared. It was almost like I lived all my life waiting for this chance. And when it came, we wrote 4 films. I spent 80% of what I was paid looking right for the film. So all my earlier films you saw, that was me buying the wardrobe out of my pocket. I finished those 4. The big boys came back. They kicked me out again and stuck with the big names. But lo and behold, all 4 films came out, all over 1 million sales. So they had no choice. They came back for me to say, okay, you know what, you can come back. We'll see that you really deserve a place here. And I charged them 1 million per script after that. So it's that simple. Your chance will come if you understand you.
Thank you so much, sir. My name is Karen.
Yes, ma'am.
You spoke about people in your earlier presentations. And you
I spoke about people, I'm so sorry.
People, types of people would meet in life. And then you spoke about the people that live for ideas, and you advise that we try to be with those people.
Hello?
Hello?
Is it time to run out of the room?
Okay. So you told us to try and be with people like that, people who are like-minded, people who always want to get ideas to make change. I'm asking, with somebody in a community or born in a society where they don't have people who have those ideas to reach to that peak, to reach to that echelon, there are places where there are no competition with anybody. What advice do you give to that person?
Improvise.
How?
We're all improvised. What did I have to create mine? I will explain it. When we started, I had two friends. You see these two guys, these are the friends you need all your life. You need people that believe in you. You need people that believe in you. I repeat it. You need people that believe in you. Look at the eyes of the friends, the people you have right now. Do they believe in you? Okay? That is the whole point. You see these two guys, they believed in me. We understood something. My talent, gifts, without hard work is nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if you don't go to elevate your talent, your gifts, it is nothing. I met these guys in school. We came together, we finished serving, and they couldn't get a job the first 1-2 years. So I called them and said, you know what? You be my manager. Imagine me asking a guy to be my manager, and I hadn't earned a dime in my career. It took self-belief. I said, you become my PA. So together, every day, we'll concoct ideas. We lived on our dreams. Our dreams thrived on ideas. That was all we had. We didn't have money. We didn't have connections. We didn't have nothing. As a matter of fact, we were even rejected in our realms. We were deemed too arrogant, too loafish. You know, we were deemed like we had superiority complex. But we understood the assignment. The assignment was the fact that we believed in each other. So what we did was that we'll push our mantle together, and we believed, and every time they would say, okay, you know what, let me approach these people, let me talk to these producers. They kept creating chances. They kept pushing. We kept praying together. But our understanding was that we will not accept small roles. We will convert relationship with young producers that saw the light in us, saw the next generation in us, saw the next stars in us. And that's how we kept pushing it. We pushed to a point where people started seeing us. You have to believe. Believe is everything. Your dream is everything. And the conviction of that is what carries you through. Not everybody is born with a silver spoon. Not everybody is born with a big last name. But a lot of people have made it. The whole status quo of old rich or old money has been totally demystified right now. Millennials are making it everywhere. People are sitting in the confines of their garage or home and becoming millionaires. What makes you think that you really need people to make it, that you need to have a certain caliber of people to make it in this life? It's a fallacy. It's been demystified a long time ago. This generation has even made a rubbish of it even more. The new cadre of rich, name the first 20 richest men, they were all self-made.
Hello?
Hello? Wow. Hello? Okay. All right. So directly to your question, my dear, please don't look at your background. Don't look at your last name. Don't look at what's happening around you. As I exist, I'll tell you how I do it. I am deaf, blind, mute to what every other person is doing around me. I don't care. My agenda is my purpose. It is the people around me. Those are the people I carry my thing with. I don't care if somebody's buying a Rolls Royce next to me. I don't care if somebody has $200 million next to me. It doesn't matter. It's never mattered to me. The point is that, am I putting in my best every day? Do I wake up every day imbued with my dreams and my aspirations? Am I working hard to that goal? Am I being a great father, uncle, brother, friend to people around me? Am I serving humanity in a certain cause with my gifts? These are questions you ask yourself. It's not about, latching on to some ready-made background before you make it in life. No, my dear, it doesn't work that way anymore. Have ideas. Make sure the ideas are authentic and they will serve humanity in some cause, or at least, at the very least, solve a problem. Believe in it. Chase it. Pray about it every day. Give it up to God. He's the maker of all things. At the end of the day, Surround yourself with people that really believe in you. I keep hammering on it because I know that I wouldn't have been nothing without those two guys. We dreamt together. We staffed together. We pushed our agenda together. We became successful together. Then they veered off to handle other things. We own 4 businesses together. We remain steady friends together because we've been through the highs and the lows. Who are the people around you? Who are the people that are telling you in your ear that you can't become on earth because you don't have the right last name or don't belong to the right family? I think it's a lie. The truth is really simple.
All right. I think finally, you just released your latest book.
Yes, sir.
Can you please talk about it?
During the course of the pandemic, my son and I, we found ourselves in Paris. He wanted to go to Disney. I was a spoiling, doting father, and I thought, hey, man, let's hang out. We got to Paris. The whole world shut down. It was the middle of the pandemic, and everything shut down literally. We ended up spending 6 months in Paris without going home. So in that time, children, they're resilient. They are easy to, they're social butterflies. It was getting on well, making friends up and down. I'm the adult that was forced to stay in one space, and I was struggling with depression, as we all were at that time. And at that time, I decided everything I've experienced in my life brought me to this point. I've become totally fearless in everything I do. This is the first time in a long time in my life I was expressing fear, feeling fear for him, for me, for the world. So I didn't know what to do. So in the middle of that, I needed to take that emotion, translate it, and put it somewhere. And that's what birthed this book, The Gift and the Odds. How to find your gifts in every odd part of your life. I wrote 15 series of this book. It's subtitled in each one. This is Walking Through Walls. We wrote about different areas of subjects under the sun, how to deal with grief, how to deal with love, how to do startups. You can find it on the different platforms from Amazon. It's an ebook series. I think it's really something everybody needs to read to understand your purpose, to understand how to deal with it, understand how to circumvent circumstances in your life. As a black man, we have very unique problems, especially if you traverse the world. You understand. You dress the wrong way, end up in first class, you'll be misjudged. You end up in the different class of circle, you'll be misjudged. You'll be profiled at every turn and everywhere you go. So you need to understand how to deal with different aspects of life. And I think that is what I wrote about.
So how can we get a copy?
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. We have it on Amazon Kindle. We have it on Apple Books, on Kobo. All the ebook stream platforms, you have it. And you can also get a hard copy from there. We release a new series every 2 months. This is the first. Yeah.
All right. Let's clap our hands. Let's give it up.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
A minute. I think on Wednesday, you told me you'd do anything for me. Right.
I think I'm in trouble now.
Right.
Well, literally.
You promised me in the presence of Pastor Eastwood.
Yeah.
So
I said you're a hard man to say no to.
Okay, but I need a favor.
I hear you, sir.
I want to give you a script right now for you to act it. So this is the script. Let's say, okay, Rosalind, come. Rosalind, it's your wife, and you cheated on her, and she caught you, and you were apologizing. Whilst you were apologizing, your side chick came, acted.
Let the side chick come at you. We have to have a complete picture now. Okay. So she's my wife.
Nancy, come here. Nancy,
we need a side chick.
Nancy.
God forbid you will never be a side chick in Jesus' name. But can't be the side chick temporarily.
Let me help you.
Okay. It will never happen, but you make a really good side chicks with her. Just come. Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name? Nancy. Meet you, Nancy. What's your name there? Rosalind. All right.
Action. Yeah, production manager.
Okay, so we need we need a mic for the wife as well. You know, this is putting you on the spot. I get paid well for these things, but here's this man getting it for free.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, so Rosalind, you have caught him cheating. So act it.
So I'm obviously with the side chick. Well, okay, so we're walking into some establishment, hotel, and you caught me. Funny enough, I just finished the film with the exact same scenario 4 days ago. Let's go. Yeah, exact. On the road. We turned Lagos upside down playing that part. So, I mean, this is what, like...
Action.
Baby.
What are you doing here with her?
What is my
What,
new...
you're lost for words?
No,
Who's
baby.
she?
That's my new secretary,
She's
actually,
your secretary.
babe.
How come I don't know her?
Huh? No, babe, talk.
What's she supposed
Nancy,
to say?
talk. You're my new secretary. I was interviewing her.
Where? And
So-
what were you saying?
So we wanted to go have dinner in that
There's
place.
no space in your office to interview her.
No, it had to. I wanted to see her on her down.
Excuse
No,
me, madam.
Nancy, you can't go now. Nancy, wait.
Stand
This
here.
is my wife. Nancy, you've not met my wife.
Okay, so you come here. If I'm your wife, you come here.
Okay, this
Yes.
is my wife, Nancy.
Now talk to her.
Please be polite to madam. Say good afternoon.
Hello, madam.
Nancy, greet my madam very well, or you won't get the job.
Good afternoon, ma.
Okay. You see,
Good
that's
afternoon. So she's
Baby, I
your-
told you I will never cheat on you. Why would I cheat on you?
Really?
But the good, baby. What's all this thing for?
Clap your hands. Give it up for Jim Iyke. All right, well done, bro. Come on, let's rise on your feet. Thank you. Well done. All right. Please take your seat. We have a loudspeaker coming right now. Philip, where are you? Please come. Before Honorable Mr. Sammi Awuku comes, we have Philip Azale to just give us one song. Let's clap our hands. Give it up for Philip right now.
Oh, be lifted above all other gods, and we lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, be lifted above all other gods, and we lay our crowns and worship you. Sing, oh glorious God, we praise your name, and we lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, be lifted, say, oh, be lifted above all other gods. We lay our crown and we worship, saying, oh, be lifted, oh, be lifted, oh, be above all other gods. We lay and worship you, yeah. Say, oh, glorious God, oh, glorious God, we praise your name. Father, we lay our crown and we worship you. Oh, bless your name, yes, for who you are, God. I worship you. Everybody say, you are God all by yourself. You don't need help to be God. You are God all by yourself. You are God all by yourself. Say from A to A. You're still the same, oh God. And all creation will shout you are God all by yourself. You are God all by yourself. Say, you're still the same, God. And all creation will shout your praise. Oh yeah, no, you are God all by yourself. Say it again from A to A. You're still the same, oh God. And all creation will shout your praise. You are God all by yourself. You are God all by yourself. You are God all by yourself. Oh, Yeshua, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah, Agune Sheba, Yeshua, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah. Yeah. Say Yeshua. Lion of Judah. Oh, Agune Sheba. Say Yeshua. Hey, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah. Say it again, Yeshua. Hey, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah. Agune Sheba. Say Yeshua, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah. One more time, Yeshua, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah. He knows so salvation. Say Yeshua. Hey, HaMashiach, Lion of Judah. Agune Sheba. Agune Sheba. Agune Sheba. Agune Sheba. Agune Sheba. Agune Sheba.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and let's give it up for Philip Ajayi. I'm not feeling the love at all. Thank you so much. You know, we wouldn't have been here without our sponsors, so would like to invite a rep from Ecobank to give us just 5 minutes presentation, and then we can invite our next speaker. Please, let's welcome him with some love. Can we have Henry come up stage, please? Henry. All right, so as Henry is approaching the stage, can we please show him more love? More love. Oh, it's not Henry. Okay, so we are changing the bias, right?
Great. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Amanda, and I'm the rep for Ecobank. I'll try and make it quick and short. So basically, Ecobank is very glad to be here, and on behalf of the management and the leadership of Ecobank, we want to say thank you to Pastor Brian for allowing us to be a part of this beautiful location. In short, I think that as a bank, we've been supporting the cause of youth for the past 5 years, and that is why you see us partnering with iYES. And basically, what we are doing here is to provide accounts for you. And I think that when Mr. Jim Iyke was talking, he was talking about relationships, and he was talking about you having people carry your vision along with you. And that is what Ecobank is here to do. So make sure that you open an account with us, get a card, and then let Ecobank travel with you along your dream in the course of your life. Now, what we are doing as well today and tomorrow is to give you discounts on the sales outside. So you're getting up to 50% discount on anything that you are buying outside, from food to drinks. I thought you would put your hands together for Ecobank. Yes, thank you. So we are giving you some discounts up to 50%. Please pass by the food stand, get yourself some water or a drink. In the afternoon, Ecobank will also be bringing some surprise jollof. So stay around and don't rush to go home if you are looking for something to eat. Now to the fun part. That's why it's called Time with Ecobank. I have just a few questions, and then I'll do one giveaway. Today I'm wearing yellow, so I want to give something to someone wearing yellow. So the first person who is wearing yellow to get here gets a card from Ecobank. Okay, what's your name? Gifty. So Gifty will be getting a card with 50 Ghana cedis on that card today. So please see the rep at the back, and then you get that. Okay, I have 3 more gifts to give. So let me ask this question. In how many countries is Ecobank present? Someone says everywhere in the world. Who knows? Take a wild guess. You wouldn't know? Sorry? Okay. Someone says 50. Okay. So let me come home. Let me find it. Someone has a hand up. Okay. No, please. Sorry? You are getting close. 38. You are getting warmer. A little warmer. A little warmer, or maybe a little colder. I'm hearing it, but it's not coming up. No. Calm down, calm down. Somebody is close. Pastor Brian, forgive me. $33. Put your hands together. So he got the number, 33 countries. Okay, the last one. What 4 things do you need to open an Express account? 4 things. Okay, there's a gentleman there. You have to speak up a bit.
And Ghana card.
You got 3, but I'll still give it to you. So for the 3 gentlemen and then the lady, or 2 gentlemen, right? So I still have one more. This one, I'll let Pastor Brian ask a question. And then whoever gets it, please start loading into the spirit.
What's the name of Akufo-Addo's children?
Who?
Okay, hi, get up. All right, can you recite the national anthem? Can you? Come.
Highly spiritual.
Please, can we all be on our feet?
No, only you.
Only me. Okay. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, both to defend forever, cause home, freedom, and of right. Fuel our hearts with truth, humility, make our cheerers fearless, honesty, and make our nation great. Feel it.
All right. Still, give it up. Let's clap our hands.
Okay, so the three gentlemen will be getting Ecobank cards with 50 Ghana cedis on it, and then the lady will also be getting a cash reward of 50 cedis. Thank you so much for having us. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ecobank. We couldn't have done this without you. It's now time for us to call on the stage our next speaker. Now, this man, we call him the future. I call him the future. He's a young Ghanaian with a strong passion and genuine commitment towards democratic governance, youth empowerment, public sector management, and institutional governance. For the past 15 years, he has dedicated his life to promoting public policy, good governance, reform advocacy, and youth development initiatives at the level of his community, country, and on many international platforms. In September 2017, he was appointed by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, as the board chairman for the YEA, that is the Youth Employment Agency, a specialized government agency charged with the mandate of coordinating and facilitating employment opportunities for young people in Ghana. In the past, he has been thrice elected as the vice chairman of the International Young Democrats Union, that is IYDU, an international association of the youth wings of conservative parties across the world. He is also a proud alumni of American Council for Young Political Leaders, a global platform for identifying and nurturing the talents of young future leaders. In August 2017, he was named Continental Youth Icon 2017 by the All African Students Union, ASU, in recognition of his long-standing contributions towards youth development in the African continent. Similarly, in August 2014, he was named amongst the top 50 rising African stars by the Paris-based Africa Report magazine. I'm reading a lot because he's achieved a lot. Aside this, he volunteered his services and provided strategic guidance for the development of various civil society platforms aimed at consolidating democracy and advocating for public sector reforms in Ghana. Notable amongst them are Alliance for Accountable Governance, that is AFAG, and the Society for National Affairs, SONA. He's currently the national organizer for the NPP. Oh, I thought you clap your hands for that. And he is the Director General for National Lotteries authority. Again, let's give it up. He's married to Mary Anani Awuku, and together they have 3 beautiful daughters. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the future, the people's Awuku, Sammi Awuku. Let's show him some love as he walks up stage.
Rise onto your feet, everybody. Those up, I want you to listen. Why I had to come and say this is a man that, Jim, anytime I walk to him, he has never turned his back on me. There are times that he does not know. Wait, hold on. There are times that he does not know that I've hit the wall, but I walk to him and he will just make one phone call. And for so many years, we've been friends. And on behalf of the youth of Ghana, I know there are hundreds of people watching. We are just going to clap for him for 30 seconds to say thank you. Thank you so much. It's a great honor. God bless you. All right, you may be seated.
Be lifted above all other gods. We lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, be lifted above all other gods. We lay our crowns and worship. Say, oh, glorious God, oh, glorious God, we praise your name. We lay our crowns and worship. Say, oh, glorious God, glorious God, we praise your Thank you. Reverend Amwati, I'm grateful. For the people you see in this room and those watching us, we continue to say a big thank you. Today you have blessed the minds and hearts of many young Ghanaians. And not because you brought one of my favorite actors here. But anytime I watch Jimmy, I go like I should have been an actor myself. Jimmy, you're welcome to Ghana. But for you, you live here already, so you're almost always here. Hello, everyone. We've had the opportunity of engaging one of Africa's most celebrated actors. And he said something that struck me. He's been on the low many times, he's fallen many times, but he never gave up. And that is the spirit that all of us should also have. I'm not here to bore you too much with a long speech, but I'm here to tell you that you should count yourself blessed for being here today. And you'll be more blessed if you join the evening one to listen to one of Ghana's best speakers when it comes to the Christendom family. This year, we're talking about a mind shift. And so the gentleman behind Rosalind, can you come?
And the lady drinking something there, please come. So what do you want to be in future?
Okay, thank you, sir. In future, I wanted to be a lawyer, but it didn't come true. So, I've always wanted to be a man of God. Yeah.
So what do you want to be in future?
I want to be a very great man of God for now.
So you want to be a man of God. And how are you working towards it? How are you working towards it?
For now, I've been building myself spiritually, and I've been coping with lots of spiritual fathers as well. And as I'm here to tap into different anointings. So, yeah.
Give it to my little sweetheart. Sweetheart, what do you want to be in future?
I want to be a doctor.
You want to be a doctor? You know what? So how are you also working hard towards it?
Thank you. God bless you.
So how are you working towards being a doctor?
I have to learn hard.
You have to learn hard. Okay. So, you go. Thank you. And God is going to bless your heart for you to be the doctor you want to be and for you to be the man of God that you have to be so that you can expand what Reverend Amwating and the team they are doing. Growing up, almost everybody was told what you should become. It's been ingrained in the African DNA. So right from birth, meba we de onye obe doctor. Kwakunye say oye pharmacist. Akosia will have to be a nurse. And Ama will have to be a lawyer. So right from birth, very typical of our society, the young child is made to walk a certain path. Whether the person has the capacity or not, and whether that is the cherished dream or not of the child. We've been made to believe that you finish basic school, you finish senior high school, you get to the university, you get to the polytechnic. And then when you complete, this is a cycle that has been drawn for the young Ghanaian and many young Africans. And after that, you have to learn how to write a CV. And the next phase is how to drop those CVs and then follow up on these CVs. That is the path that the society, that our parents, our guardians, right from birth, it's like a template. And so the mindset has been that if you are not employed, you are not working. If you are not an employee, you are not working. And we only see entrepreneurship or being an employer as a backup. Colleagues, I've had the opportunity of engaging many young Africans in Namibia, in Nigeria, in Kenya, on the streets of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and recently in Lilongwe in Malawi, Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, and Abidjan. And the template has been the same. This was the mindset of our Western counterpart, and that's of China, Japan, South Korea. But they realized that that cannot be sustainable and that cannot be the future. So we are 22 years late, but thanks to Pastor Brian and the team, we are having a brutally frank conversation on the mind shift. Pastor Brian, we should have had some of you 22 years ago. But we are grateful God gave you to us at this time. And for the people in this room, the timing is apt. because these are fertile minds who are going to be challenged to move beyond the comfort zone and to break the glass ceiling. China had to move from that third world to a first world. Likewise, Japan and South Korea. The United States, United Kingdom, and those of our counterparts learned this stuff 1950. Every year in Ghana, we churn out 400,000 young graduates. For the last 10 years, we've churned out 4 million. And these are people that we expect them to contribute towards the nation's building. For 4 million, for the 400,000 times 10, the 4 million young Ghanaians over the last 10 years, about 85 to 90% of them are still following up on the CVs that they dropped. And the time comes when such brutally frank conversations, we need to have them. Society has drawn that path that when even some of you see your colleagues going into entrepreneurship and starting something on their own, we look down upon them and say that Onie Jumaye. Art and culture have defined the rest of the globe. It's only down here in sub-Saharan Africa that we even see art and culture as a secondary way of also going about how to make a living. Elsewhere is a big thing. The Americans realized that it's not only enough for them to transport their language, so they transported sports and movies and entertainment. And that is why, regardless of how much countries who hate them and the extent to which they hate them, they never stop buying their movies and they never stop listening to their songs. So authoritarian regimes will try and shut down the networks. But what they don't stop doing is the movies and the songs that this Western world will continue to export. So, it's not new. And I'm not new to this arrangement at all. When I was growing up, I said to myself I wanted to be a pilot. Midway through it, I realized that I didn't have the best of eyesight. But there was something I also wanted to do right from infancy, was also to be in public service. At the age of 4, at least, I was following my grandparents when anytime they were going about campaigning. Class 4, I do recall vividly that anytime I was given money as pocket money for school to buy food, I normally will buy those times either the Chronicle newspaper or the Guide. I never understood what was in it, but I felt some way, somehow, my family was heavily in opposition at that time when I was a little boy. So I felt by buying a newspaper of the opposition, I'll be contributing towards their advancement into government. So personally, I never read a full storybook, but I learned how to speak English reading the Chronicle newspaper and the Guide. I never understood what was in it, but at least I saw the pictures. And I was determined from the very base that I also wanted to be in public service. Why? Because I also felt that that is one way that I can also advocate for reforms and to also help advance the cause of the young people. Thank you, Hilda, my executive assistant, and David Anto, my assistant as well. These are young people that anytime I'm conflicted, I ask them of their opinion on a matter. Because sometimes you need to even get people who will tell you the truth. It's a patronizing system. The truth might hurt. The medicine might be bitter, but it's necessary. There are days that I don't want to see their faces, but they made sense with what they told me. So we find a way of working together when we are not even talking for a couple of days. Then it will come down, but at least they prick my conscience on things to do. So for the 4 million people we have created over the last 10 years, I'm here to announce to you that 90% of them, they are still looking for jobs. I'm married to a very courageous wife who left the banking hall to do cleaning. Her family felt that there was something wrong. And I also at that time felt same, that you're working with a very good bank. At least you are paid 8 to 5. To wake up one morning and say, you know, I want to go clean people's offices. It didn't make too much sense. But it shouldn't make sense when you want to defy the odds. And she started with one employee, that's herself. And she has 500 employees today. So the courage that sometimes we need to move beyond our comfort zone. Some of us looking out for the opportunities, we don't even look out for them. One of the best places to look out for networks and opportunities is in this room. And it's here at iYES. And consistently, it's been iYES. People have been blessed, people have been networked, and people are making it. I'll start by the story of my sister as well, the young lawyer. She decided to do the extraordinary. I was excited when I walked in and when the song was being played and sung, and I saw lots of the young people dancing to it. It's good to bend the energy, bend the fat. But beyond it, you need to also take a critical look at what you want to do beyond today. I asked my 5-year-old daughter this morning, so what do you want to be in future? She said she wants to be a policewoman. I asked why. She said that is what she thinks she'll be very good at. And I actually encouraged her. The time that we look down on certain jobs, I think has been one of the biggest tragedies of our continent. On vacation and during vacation, at the uni level, people travel outside to do cleaning, clean people's offices, and to do car parking duties. But here in Ghana, you ask that graduate to do it, he will tell you, how do you see me? So we are comfortable building other people's economies and nations, but we feel reluctant to build that of our own. I have a very good friend from the Conservative Party in the UK, and he asked me a question during the 2008 recession. He said, so, Sammi, how have you guys been coping with the recession? I pretended not to hear the question. And he asked again. And I said, we have been in recession ever since you guys started colonizing us and left. So for us, we are used to the management of this recession. What we are currently looking at is how to get better after the recession. Now there's a growing trend which will not be colonialism, but is likely to be e-colonialism. That's economic colonialism. Because if somebody's country, if you have the Western powers shifting focus from an employee-based economy to an employer-based economy since 1950, you will definitely be going to them all the time for support. They won't invite you to come for the support. You will come for that support. And when you come, that's when they read the riot act to you. They didn't call you for the support. You said you need that support. And so a time comes when sacrifices must be borne, sometimes in our supreme interest. If you're very good at packaging, learn the best out of packaging. If you're very good at fixing things, please let it be stated on record that there lives somebody here who was very good at this job. I'm not too sure if I'm a bad boy, but I've been a bad boy before, together with my very good friend here, when we were in school, St. Augustine's. Our school had no wall, but it had a gate. Man of God, I'm happy to see you. That was my classmate. And his story inspires me. I'm not too sure there's any brand of marijuana he has not smoked before. Unless the new one's coming. Man of God, I'm not putting you on the spot. So when he sees the little ones being smoked, he laughs over it. Because he's tried every face and breed. Himself and I, we did break bounds on several occasions. After school, God called him to be a minister of God. God called me to also do politics. But the only difference between the politician's platform and the pastor's pulpit is that here you shout hallelujah and we shout choboy. So when you come to stand in front of a gathering of God's people, if you don't take it easy, your opening statement might be choboy when it should be hallelujah. And that's why I don't mix the two. Anytime I come to stand on a pulpit and I'm converting this place into God's temple because the man of God is seated. So I had to keep quiet, soak the music, and lay my crown before I talk. The discussion we're having here today, someday you have to play back in your mind. Say to yourself, it is possible because you have the energy. It is possible because you have the passion. And it is possible because you can do it. Don't let anybody push you into a profession that you may not be attracted to. Let the mind shift be from being a totally employee-driven to how you can employ your brother or sister. There are several things that can turn into gold in our hands. Madame was talking about how she started with 100 bottles. Some of us, you see these same bottles and you play chaskele with them. Somebody saw the refuse. You saw it as rubbish. But Dr. Japon of Zoom Lion saw it as fortune. The very things you throw away, he comes to collect them for you. And he charges you for collecting them. People named him Bola Man. But he is a millionaire. For everything you are good at, don't let anybody dim your confidence. After school, when I decided that I wanted to take this public service far, I was lucky to have had a job in the UK, working with the Abbey National Bank, now Santander. After I was confirmed and after my probation, I still knew that I wasn't an 8 to 5 person. Some of them is a problem. So I decided that, look, that time my party had lost power in 2008. there needed to be a new beginning of young people to rise up to the occasion through advocacy, through civil society. And I came down to join a team to have the Alliance for Accountable Governance. That time that had been formed. I came down from UK at that time. The flex was N95, a mobile phone that I had. And I never got tired talking and moving from station to station to make a case for reforms, for this, for that. One evening, I attended a program with an NDC colleague of mine. I think I spoke very well. It was late into the evening. When the show closed, I was looking forward to getting TNT from the accountant at that TV station. The accountant had closed. It was 9:30 p.m. The guy who could help me, I won't mention his name, who was the NDC colleague at that time, and later on became a member of parliament. If I give too much details, they will know him. And he was upset with me because I had really taken on his government. So when we finished the program, he sat in his car and left. Accountant 2 had closed. Me and my N95 alone. I also lived at Taifa. He stepped out of the building and it was raining heavily. Heavily. I began a journey of hope to walk from Abelenque area to Taifa. This was around 10:15 thereabout. So it was more of Jama kind of walking. Got to the Achimota Forest area. At least I was talking to somebody on the phone on this N95, which was my only property at that time, and keeping it safe. Only for some, this is a house of God, so I want to put it right. Only for some 2 strangers on a motorbike around Achimota Forest, gave him some 2 good slaps, took the phone, and said, next time don't make call, took the phone away. Anytime I record this story, I always have to make sure my phone is in my pocket. I walked from that place to Taifa. Got to Taifa just after midnight, still in the rain. As I laid in my bed, there were 2 things. To go back to the UK, where I had my siblings, or to still carry on with the fight here. Unfortunately, it was light off. So it was a catastrophe on a catastrophe. But when I woke up the next morning, I said, giving up is not an option. Phone or no phone. Transport or no transport. I really want to pursue this, my politics and public service. And I never looked back. I quite remember when I returned from UK, my parents were quite angry. I have 4 sisters. Lovely sisters. They were not talking to me for months, deciding to leave UK to Ghana. They never understood it because your decisions should not make sense to people. Your life-changing decisions should not make sense to people. If you want to make everybody happy, then you have to sell ice cream. That's the only way that people will be happy because everybody gets to smile. But breaking the glass ceiling, it demands, it requires that you go through the painful process. Every great man or great woman has a scar. either emotional or physical. When they decide to share their story with you, and they decide to show you the physical one reminds them of that face. And the emotional one, they either shed tears telling you, or it's a point that changed their lives. So I want to encourage you here today. Today you are lucky that your fees are being paid. You are lucky that people are providing for your needs. Today you can call home and say, "Mesheto asan, miwe asan." A time will come, you will have to pay everything yourself. You guys came in together because you were coming for the program. But you were offered admissions individually. So your life cycle is not a mirror that your next door neighbor was given the same template. I believe that in this particular room, I am convinced that iYES will produce our fertile minds for the next phase of our development. So in wrapping up, let it be known that you are determined to do something different from the 4 million graduates we produced over the last 10 years. That 85 to 90% of them are still following up on series. Be creative, be innovative. Let social media add on to what you can do to change your future. It's not enough to use it as a place for gossip and for high life. If you want to be like the Jim Iyke of our times,